Coming to you from Blue Crew Studio in Temecula, California, it's the WhiskeyThrottle Show, taking you inside the lives and careers of the legends and leaders of action sports. Today's guest is brought to you by Yamaha. Yamaha is the industry leader in 2- and 4-wheel fun and performance. Motocross, off-road, adventure, side-by-side, Yamaha sets the standard. Yamaha revs your heart. The WhiskeyThrottle Show is presented by motosport.com. It doesn't matter if you like to pull a throttle cable on a dirt bike, street bike, side-by-side. Motosport.com is putting riders first with parts, gear, and accessories, including some of our partners like Troy Lee Designs, Dunlop, Pro Circuit, and more. They offer first returns free on apparel so you can buy with confidence. And Motosport.com offers fast, free shipping on all orders over $79. Make your next ride your best ride. Visit Motosport.com. Troy Lee made a name for himself as the most elite helmet painter in all forms of motorsport racing. His ability to make a stationary object look fast is something rare. That creativity gave way to motocross and mountain bike gear, helmets, and an arsenal of protective equipment aimed at keeping racers on the track and out of a doctor's office. The 2025 TLD line is out, and it's as fast as ever. Troy Lee Designs, blending speed and style. Rockform, creators of the world's strongest magnetic phone case. They have mounts for your car, motorcycle, and bicycle, as well as universal mounts to adhere your phone to any surface. They also have screen protectors, power banks, stands, chargers, and more. And don't forget the G-Rock wireless golf speaker. Magnets adhere this powerful speaker to your cart, or any metallic surface for that matter, so you have tunes while you golf, work, or hang out. Rockform, always innovating the phone case market. Rockwell designs all their sunglasses in their U.S. headquarters in Utah. Then they are manufactured in Italy using the strictest craftsmanship standards, ensuring you get the best pair of sunglasses you've ever owned. From men's and women's designs, floatable, alloy frame, and a UV 400 rating, which blocks out 100% of UV rays, Rockwell has everything you need for you and your family. Use our code WT20 for 20% discount at checkout at rockwelltime.com. Thanks for tuning into the WhiskeyThrottle Show, everybody. We're here in the Blue Crew Studio with a really fun guest today. I'm stoked. I've been kind of working on this guy for a while. Former racer, former freestyle guy, Nitro Circus clown. I'm not sure if that was the term. Maybe crazy guy. But he's always smiling. He's a one-man party. I love this guy. Andy Bell. Dude, welcome to the show.
Dude, thanks, Ping. It's been a while.
It's been a long time. I bump into you just maybe once every few years, it seems like, lately.
Yeah, I've kind of been hiding out of the moto industry. Not that don't want to be there. It just work took me other places, family, work, all sorts of stuff. So I don't get to hang out with everyone anymore, but I miss you.
Yeah. Well, same. Every time I see you, it's like I feel like I'm seeing an old family member, So I'm stoked to have you on. We start with the motosport.com gate drop, guys. Get anything you need over at Motosport, gear, parts, whatever. Don't even leave your couch. Just get online and have it coming to you. Tell me about what you're up to these days. I see the hat says Sweatpants Media, and that's your brand, dude. What is Sweatpants Media?
Well, so like a very quick story about it. I was doing moto, got hurt, or doing freestyle, riding for KTM, went to work for Ogio, started all their action sports stuff back in 01, and then did Nitro Circus stuff. And
we're going to cover all.
I know we're going to do all that, so we can go back to that. But basically, I quit doing Nitro Circus stuff. Realized I was old, and like I'm 8 years old.
What were you? 30, early 30s at the time?
No, 36. Okay, 36. Like I'm 8 years older than Travis, and was older than everyone else. And at some point, the body starts to hurt hitting the ground over and over, and it's just like one day you're like, I'm over this.
Yeah.
So I quit doing it and decided I needed a job, and I didn't really want to work for someone else. And then took longer than I thought, so I was pretty broke, sitting on the couch in my sweatpants.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do I want to do when I grow up? And
were you legit, like, out of money?
Broke. I mean, we can get into it, but basically I learned a very valuable lesson is don't tell plan A to fuck off until you got a plan B. And I told plan A to fuck off.
Plan A was long gone.
But I didn't have a plan B, so kids, just remember that piece of advice. So yeah, I was like, what am I going to do now? Going from like Nitro and making big money, traveling around to no job. And And I'd also just told my wife to quit her job, and she made a lot of money too. I'm like, oh, I'm big time making all this money with Nitro, traveling around. You should quit that lame ass job. We don't need that 6 figures. And then she quit her job, and then the next day I was done with Nitro. And
that's scary,
dude. It was terrible. Sat on the couch trying to figure, like, just got married, just bought a house, all this stuff. And I was like, shit, now what? And then finally kind of just, I'll tell you the real story because this is a good time for it. So Travis called me about 11 months later. They were doing all the Nitro movie stuff, 3D movie, and they were traveling around the world doing all this rad shit that I was supposed to do, and then I didn't. And, being on Leno and all the cool guy stuff. Yeah. And I was like sitting there broke and watching my friends do cool shit. And I was pretty sad. Couple tears,
sad, Andy. Okay.
Sad Andy, not fun Andy, and you don't want to see me cry. That is not pretty. So I was sitting there, and my wife was like incredibly supportive, and she's like, "Fuck those guys." Not the crew, not Travis and everyone. It was more like above that.
Okay.
It was never Travis and Roner and Jolene and Jim and Tommy. It was just production side that I had the falling out with. And yeah, like 11 months in, Travis called me. He's like, "Hey, Bell, I want you to be in a webisode with me." I'm like, "Cool. For what?" Red Bull. He's like, "But you and I have to cut mullets in our hair." I'm like, "All right." I swear, I was like, "Yeah, whatever." But I was really just hoping to make like $300. I was like hoping someone could pay me something. And so that night, he sent me the script, and it was funny. Like, it was like me being a NASCAR fan, Travis switching to NASCAR in 2012, and Jimmy Johnson teaching him how to be a champion. All this stuff goes on. Like it's funny. So he sends me this. I woke up at like 3:30 in the middle of the night that night, and I had like this weird brainwave. And I called him, and I knew he'd be up. It was 6:30 in Maryland. I'm like, "Hey, who's producing that webisode for you?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know." I'm like, "Well, I just started a production company, and I want to produce it." And Travis has owed me some favors over his life. I hold the key to a lot of funny stories that he wouldn't want to get out, probably. So don't want to say I hung it over his head. No, but he's like, "Hey, I'll call Red Bull. That'd be fun." Red Bull, or he texts me back. He's like, "Hey, we got a call with Red Bull tomorrow." I'm like, cool. Get on the phone. 20 people from Red Bull. They're like, "Hey, Andy, this is great. You're going to film these 24 webisodes for us."
24? Did you know?
Yeah,
you don't know?
No, he said one. I'm like, I could fake 3 minutes of anything.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at that. 24 webisodes. This is so great. You're his best friend. He'll be comfortable with you and your crew. Crew? Like, what are you talking about here? So they're like, "Yeah, this is great. First of the 24 episodes is done or is due in 3 weeks." I'm like, okay, yeah, I should probably get to work, right? Yeah. And I think I like hung up the phone. And I like looked at my wife. I'm like, "I think I just started a production company, and I don't know what that means."
Wow. So you didn't have filmers?
I had nothing.
You had nothing. It was just you.
Me broke on my couch
sweatpants.
in my sweatpants. So lots of different shit happened, but I ended up calling some guys and getting them out from Minneapolis. I'm like, "Hey, I started a production company. You want to come work for me?" And they're like, "Yeah, when?" And I'm like, "Today." And I flew them out to that day, and they like stayed. We had a 2-bedroom little house, and they slept in a queen bed together while we were like filming, and I was wearing sweatpants. And when you got to name your company, as you know, it's not easy. Like, you're like, at first I was like, "Oh, I need like a Media Works or Cinema House or something that sounds like, tight,
edgy, and
like smart and
progressive,
cool, because I am me, and I didn't want everyone to be like, "Oh, Andy Bell." I wanted to be like, "Oh, Cinema House," or some bullshit. And then finally, I realized, because we were doing so much with Jeff Tremaine and Johnny Knoxville, who were producing Nitro Circus back in the day, and the name of their company, and Spike Jones, and the name of their company was Dick House. And they had the number one movie in America 4 different times. And the CEO of Paramount had to sit. I just kept picturing this. The CEO of Paramount had to sit in meetings and say, "Dick House, House of Dicks.
We're working with Dick House Media.
Has the number one movie in America again." And I just thought it was funny. And I'm like, at least people will remember if it's funny and something different.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who doesn't like sweatpants?
I love sweatpants.
I love that you're rocking them.
I'm rocking them right now. I actually
Sweatpants and cowboy boots looks kind of weird, so I decided I should probably put on jeans today.
Yeah. No, if you're gonna do it, you got to go slippers, which is what I got. The full
dude, I got
house slippers.
I got lined Crocs at my house in Park City, and that's what I roll.
That's
all the time. Lined Crocs and my sweatpants.
This is the great part about a desk job here is I only need to be pro from here up. You know what I mean? I could be in my underwear, and you don't
what
even
sweatpants? They got nothing on there, Ping.
I actually got in trouble in grade school because I only would wear sweatpants. And the principal called my mom and said, hey, we got to get him some jeans or something. I don't know if I was getting boners. I don't know what was happening, but it was like disturbing to the principal enough to call my mom and say, hey, can we get him something besides sweatpants?
Hey, you know what?
It was a fight every day.
Dude, and now you could just be Porky Pig in it and just have nothing.
Donald Ducking over here, big time.
I love it.
Well, that's rad. So we'll get into kind of what you guys are into since then, but that was the launching point, and
that was the launching point, and it's just funny that it just kind of, I thought about it in the back of my head, but I knew nothing about it. So it was one of those things. Usually I prefer to under-promise and over-deliver, and one time I just kind of stuck my neck out. I'm like, all right, well, yeah, I started a production company.
Somebody said something. I don't know where this quote came from, but they said, bite off more than you can chew, and then just figure out how to swallow. and I always kind of was like, I like that. I mean, if you try to take these little small bites, and maybe that's the smart way to do it, but sometimes you just got to take a bite, dude.
I think if you just sit around and wait for the timing to be perfect, and I know a lot of people that do, and if you just do that, you're never going to get anywhere.
No.
And who cares? You fail. It didn't work out. Like, all right, I was already broke, so I couldn't get any broker.
What's going to happen?
I don't think I could have got any broker or any more sad. So at some point, you're like, oh, fuck it. I'm going to throw it out there and go for it and see what happens.
That's rad. I love hearing those stories, man. Because it's true. You just got to go. You got to pedal. Pedal the bike. It's easier to steer when it's moving. You can't steer a bike when you're just sitting there, right?
And you can't, yeah. And if you just, and if you stop or look back, you're going to crash. So just, I always think of myself as like a 2D Donkey Kong character or Mario character, and you're looking bird's eye down there, and it's running like this, and then like you run into a wall, and what do? You never it never turns around. It keeps going forward, but it moves to the edge of that wall, and then so I just like keep going forward and moving left or right, and then as soon as the wall ends, you like keep going forward.
Yeah, I love it.
Because you don't have to be smart for that, and definitely don't have the smart gene.
Well, you're obviously okay.
Obviously got the
smarts?
looks. Yeah, street smarts. Obviously have the looks, Gene.
Well, and we're gonna hear more about what you're doing there, but we're gonna take a step back first.
Shit.
But I want to ask before we even get to your story, how banged up are you? Because you said you came from the chiropractor.
Yeah, I did come from the chiropractor.
This is a question I got to ask. You're a moto guy, right?
Yeah, I was pretty bad, and then really bad, and then I went and did some pretty gnarly stem cells like 3.5 years ago.
Mexico?
First time I went to Costa Rica.
Okay.
And did like the full meal deal because I was my ankle was killing me. I got really into pedal mountain biking, and I was pedaling a lot. My ankle was just no bueno. Like I've compounded my tib and fib twice. I've broken the talus 6 times in the ankle. I've torn my Achilles and plantar and broken the tib 2 other times and the fib 3 other times, and like just destroyed my ankle. I have like a 200-pound body and the ankles of a 12-year-old girl, so they just didn't do well with moto, and I wasn't that good at it. So I went to my orthopedic surgeon, who I trust a lot, and he's done a bunch of surgeries on me. I'm like, dude, I need you to like take my ankle apart, put it back together, and make me better. And I'll take 6 months and heal.
Utah?
Yeah, that was in Utah, yeah. And he did the MRIs and the X-rays and stuff, and he's like, dude, there's nothing I can do. Dr. G said, he's like, Bilko and I had the 2 worst ankles he's ever seen, and he thought my ankle might have been worse. And Bilko's is now fused. And I'm like, I don't want to fuse my ankle at that time at 46. I'm like, I got like a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old. I got running around to do. So I started researching the stem cell stuff, and I was like, it's expensive and you never know and like whatever, but I like, screw it, I'm going. It was the best decision I ever made. It changed definitely my ankle and my life for the better.
Wow.
And so that was like 3.5 years ago. And then I went to CPI down in Tijuana about a year ago, and they were amazing, super awesome place. People are like, oh, Tijuana, like sounds like you went to a donkey show, and
there's a lot of misconceptions about Tijuana.
There is.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Great facility. The dudes that own it are first class experience. And I did IV stem cells and injections in my ankle, my hip, both shoulders, and my back. And it was another big chunk forward.
So you had just as good results there as you did in Costa Rica?
Yeah. I had great results in both places. Kind of different experiences, but both awesome. And Tijuana is way easier to get to. Mm-hmm. So anyone that's really, really messed up, which is unfortunately most of our friends, it should be something to be looked at 100%. I love talking about it because I think it's so interesting. It's so interesting where this whole world of bioscience, or I don't even know what it's called, biohacking, like what you can do.
Yeah.
And we need it.
We totally do. And without getting into a whole political rabbit hole here, but it's like they're trying to make peptides illegal. Stem cells are illegal because it's a naturally occurring thing and they can't make money off of it.
Yeah, they help.
Pharmaceutical companies can't say we have this stem cell product because they can't patent it.
Yeah.
So they make it illegal.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's gnarly. I go to a place, I've been down twice to do stem cells, not CPI, it's a different place.
Yeah.
Because that place makes you stay for a week, and it's a $20,000 minimum.
Yeah.
It's gnarly.
Which is why I didn't go the first time. I was like, I don't have a week. But now that I went and did the week there, I mean, it's like 4.5 days. I understand, they got a protocol. It works.
Yeah.
And, you can sit there and work on your laptop in an armchair, get an IV, and look at the ocean. It's not terrible. Yeah. But I was panicking about, putting 4.5 days to go get locked down. And I was like, I can't. I'm not very good at sitting still. Yeah. So, but yeah, so did you, how were your results?
So mine were okay, but my knee is bone on bone. I went down there for my knee. It's about like your ankle.
Yeah.
But I don't have any meniscus left. And so a lot of it is just what is your physiological issue, and if the stem cells can help regenerate some soft tissue, cool. But you'll get to a point where there's nothing to rebuild.
Yeah,
and that's kind of where I was. But I did ozone, I did NAD, I did glutathione injections, I did IVN injections.
Yeah,
the ozone right into the knee is radical.
It
basically inflates your knee joint with ozone, with air and nitrogen and everything else.
Did it hurt?
Yeah. That did.
I can't imagine.
So anyway, all that to say, it didn't work for me, but it's like I've heard stories like yours over and over and over. And
yeah, I would have a fused ankle right now if not for stem cells, and I just wasn't ready to do that. I'm like, no way, I can't at 46 I mean, even my doctor's like, dude, the fusing is it'll take the pain away, because I was in agony every day. I hadn't gone, if I woke up and I had to walk downstairs, I had to go sideways down the stairs every day for 20 years.
That's how I go downstairs right now.
Is it?
I can't pedal a bicycle. So.
Yeah, you got to do something about that.
Replacement, January 21st or whatever. I've already got it scheduled. So.
Well, usually they go very well. I've heard 90% of the time I hear it's great.
If it was a hip, I wouldn't even think twice. The knees are a little, if you looked at success rates, it's 98 versus 90.
Yeah, that's about okay. Yeah, it's about right.
And that's just
And I've only ever heard one person that didn't go great, and that was Travis. Travis's was terrible.
Knee replacement?
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
So bad. I think they ordered the wrong size, and they tried to shave his femur down and all this crazy shit. He got 2 years ago, and it was in 7 months he was still dying.
Yikes.
Yeah, it wasn't good. No, he just went through hell for a long time. But everyone else I know, it's been great. So I think they've got it pretty dialed.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting better and better. I was trying to, and they try to make you to wait till 60. But it's the doctor goes, look, I can put you on, anti-inflammatories, and we can do injections, and we can try to milk it along for 10 years. Yeah. Or we can fix it and you can live your life,
If you can't pedal,
I can't pedal a bike, dude.
Yeah, that's it's time.
It's time.
Because I know that they do that because they know they can only replace it one more time, right? Yeah. And they're trying to age you out. What's the chance of you making it 80 anyway?
You know what? If I'm 75, 80 and this thing comes loose and they're like, yeah, we got to go in again.
Whatever.
I just, take up heroin, get a good heroin habit, and go out in a
maybe
rainbow.
boy up in Idaho.
All right. Well, hey, let's get to your story, man. First of all, get over to WhiskeyThrottleMedia.com, guys. If you have not, moto, off-road, dual sport content, all kinds of cool stuff. New merch. We partnered with Ethica. We've got all kinds of rad stuff, all printed on their Modal blank. It's so comfortable, super rad. Check it out. And then live shows. You can buy tickets. They're going to go on sale next week. Mitch Payton, we're doing a show kind of honoring him and his kind of a Lifetime Achievement Award. It's going to be rad. December 13th. If you're local, you can buy tickets and come out and watch. It's going to be cool. So check that out, WhiskeyThrottleMedia.com. Let's get to our guest story. It's brought to you by Yamaha. 450 Yamaha just won our shootout. I bet you're going to see that a pretty common result. Some people said it was just because they sponsor the show. I understand why you'd say that, but at the end of the day, they've been winning shootouts for the last several years. They're the only manufacturer that made improvements in 26. The bike's legit, and everybody agreed. Even if they didn't pick it first, it was second. So anyway,
nice.
Get on the Blue Crew. Tell us about your beginnings, man. BC, Vancouver, or
Kelowna. About 4 hours
where they just
east.
killed all those ostriches, dude. Did you see that?
You must follow the same shit I do. Yep, I did. I'm sorry, I love my country, but they are crazy. I'm hearing stuff from my friends up there that understand what's going on up there, and it is a wild country right now.
Bro, it's wild.
Yeah, that's right by where I grew up.
It is.
Yeah.
Kelowna's pretty. I've never been there, but I hear it's like a vacation spot.
It is. I mean, I grew up on the Indian Reserve 15 minutes from there, but I just claim that, so I don't look at quite as
You got some
trash.
native in you?
Oh, you betcha.
Got the sweat lodge. Take my whiskey down to the sweat.
Yes. Yeah, great place. Good place to grow up there. Sad to see. It's wild. It's wild these days.
I mean, like the whole country just, God, it's crazy.
It really is.
Between the UK, Australia, and Canada, it's like a race to the bottom.
Hey, I've been down here 25 years, and I've still an alien resident with a green card because I'm like, no, I'm Canadian. I'm keeping my Canadian. I've got my citizenship test is in January. I'm like, no, I don't need to go back, which is sad because I was like the most proud Canadian.
Yeah.
But, like we all are, but
it's such a beautiful country. It has,
great people.
Great
Everyone's
people.
awesome, but their government is out of their minds. And unfortunately, most people don't understand it because they have this crazy news ban up there. The only thing that is on the news these days
is that right?
Is my buddy, you know who that Hammer Time is?
Yeah.
Like a good friend of mine. He's like Rick Hamer Jackson from Canada, like great friend of mine. And he was just texting me last night about all the stuff going on up there. And they passed some bill that, the news are not allowed to talk about any civil unrest and dissent and whatever. And it's
immigration. You can't
it's state run.
about it.
It's like Cuba. It's state run media. They just put out stuff that they want people to see. And he's like, yeah, it's like a lot of bears on like just wildlife on the news. They're like, oh, there's a bear today in Shannon Lake.
Just all this nonsense.
just fluff. And it's sad because I love it up there, and it's so pretty and so many great people, but it's definitely going downhill pretty bad.
I feel like Canadians, it's just in general as a blanket statement, they're like real friendly and easygoing, and so they were easy targets for a government that wants to get really clamped down, right? Oh, well, we don't want to be disagreeable.
No, 100%. I mean, and I kind of didn't even know, we were kind of taught to, I don't want to say hate the U.S., but be really anti-U.S. growing up.
Really?
In Canada, yeah. Because, you Americans.
Gun loving.
Yeah, exactly. But that's how, like, when I moved down here, how it didn't feel, but, like, there's a lot of that kind of just ingrained into you up there in some way. Mm. And then you're like, oh, this place is kind of good.
Well, I think they're trying that same nonsense everywhere. But when every other house here has at least one gun, and there's 3 inside mine, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it makes it a little more difficult for them to get really gnarly like
Well, and at least half the people, and the tougher half of people for sure, are like, fuck that.
Yeah.
It could even be way, I think it's way more than half the people, but the people that want that, they're not going to be fighting any battles anyway, so that's probably all right. We could digress into that.
Yeah, I don't want to devolve into it. It is kind of sad to see this stuff going up there. So,
but yeah, Canada, a great place to grow up.
How far? I'm
so
kind of
4 hours,
but like
4 hours north of Spokane.
Okay.
Or an hour and a half north of the Washington border, and 4 hours east of Vancouver is where Kelowna is.
So 2.5 to Whistler, or 2 hours maybe?
No, it was like 5.
Oh.
Because Whistler's north of Vancouver. Like directly north of Vancouver. Yeah. So you'd actually have to come to Vancouver and over, or like around a back way. So,
gotcha.
So we didn't spend much time up there, but, grew up racing from 12 when I got my first dirt bike.
How'd you get introduced? What was the...
I saw the commercial for the 1988 or 1987 Seattle Supercross on TV in Kelowna or wherever we were, and I told my dad, I'm like, I want to go see this. I didn't even know like anything about it. And about the same time, I was into BMX, and I like BMX Plus, I'm pretty sure, mag, and there was some black kid that rode an RM80, like an 87 or 88 RM80 in the half pipe, in a BMX half pipe.
In that magazine?
In that magazine, I'm like, whoa, so sick. Like I just like never even really saw motorcycles. Like I didn't even know they were a thing. And then so around that, I'm like, I want to get a motorcycle. So my dad's like, hey.
Did you go to the Supercross?
We went to the Supercross, and then I was like, I want to get a bike. And my dad's like, hey, if you get a job and pay for half it, I'll pay for half. I got an XR100. Made my $600 mowing lawns or some stupid paper route. And then I like fell in love. Went and saw RJ1. I'm pretty sure RJ pulled out some double guns. I always fuck with him about that. He pulled out some double guns over the triple. And then I was like hooked. I'm like, this is
the finger
cool.
pistols are effective.
Dude, they are. Dude, they're the best. And RJ was pretty good at them.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and then I raced. I don't know. I broke that bike in half in like 6 months, riding in the Indian Reserve down where I lived, and then we went to the bike shop, and we're like, all right, I need the next bigger bike, and they're like, oh, an RM125 it is. So I go from an XR100 to like an 88 RM125, and I was 12. So like,
were you a bigger kid though?
Yeah, I was tall. Yeah. I was tall. I mean, I know you still can't fit an RM125, but
I can't touch.
Still faster than me though. If someone gives you a push start, you're still faster than me, Bing. It's okay. Yeah, and then I ended up racing a couple races and raced amateur day at the 88 Seattle Supercross.
Oh, you did?
And like fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to do this.
So that was it. Was there like a decent local scene for you guys?
Nothing local, but Vancouver.
Okay.
So I raced in Vancouver and Bellingham, like north, like Seattle and north of Seattle, like that whole little zone. There was 6 tracks or something. So there was a big scene there, but there was nothing in Kelowna.
Who were the guys? Like who was the guys you looked up to locally?
Like locally, I mean, BC wise, there was this guy named Alan Dick who was like he could make. He was probably a top 10 main guy in Supercross. Like I can't remember exactly. And another guy called Brett DeVries was another guy from Washington that he was
remember that name.
He was fast, And
there was a set of brothers, Larson. Do you remember Phil Larson and?
Yeah.
They were like Washougal.
They're Washougal guys. Yeah, and then
they were badass in the Northwest.
Little stumpy kid from Washougal was his name. His parents owned it.
Ryan
Jason.
Huffman.
Ryan Huffman. Yeah, Huffman. Yeah, so like there was all those guys and they were fast, and I was never like I didn't start off that fast, and we knew nothing about bikes and nothing, absolutely nothing. Like I seized my RM125 like 6 times because I didn't know you couldn't just go down the road 6-gear pinned without cleaning the air filter the entire month.
Yeah, right.
And it would just like seize, and we took it to the shop one time to get it fixed, and it was like $400 or something. And my dad's like, we need to learn to work on this ourselves because we can't afford this.
We need to figure this out.
And then ended up racing in Alaska a lot because we were traveling in Alaska. So
that's a mission, dude, for where you are, huh?
Well, my parents published a travel magazine about Alaska, so we were up there anyway in the summer times. So I raced a lot of Alaska. Fairbanks and Anchorage, and then like northern British Columbia the whole way up. Like my first race was in like Fort St. John, British Columbia, which is like tiny north.
Yeah, never
way
heard
north.
of it.
No, you wouldn't. So yeah, the Alaska scene was actually pretty good. Like there's a couple fast guys that could make nationals. Like I mean, no one was winning obviously, but.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of back then. I don't know. Like when Ben LeMay was first coming on.
I know Benny since he was like 2.
Have you?
Yeah.
I went and did a race in Fairbanks with him.
Oh, you did at the Polar Roller.
Yeah.
That was my hood.
It's a cool track.
That picture I sent you of Guy Cooper and I.
That's there.
That was at Polar Roller.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that was a cool. Just a cool trip.
Great place.
Yeah.
It's a different place, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's old school up there. So
we stayed at a hotel that was next to a reindeer farm. So
yeah, Alaska's got all sorts of shit. But like some fun tracks, and the Anchorage track was fun, and then I think there's like back then there was like 2 or 3 tracks up there.
You were state champion.
And 88 or 89. He was 89. I don't know. I don't know. I saw that trophy. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about the trophy. I think I have 1 trophy left at my mom's house. That was like intermediate, like in the 80s.
Well, the photo you sent's gangster.
It's pretty good, right? Yeah.
It's great.
It was fun growing up, like racing up there, and the stakes were a lot lower, and then coming down here to race for the first few times, I was like, whoa, it seems like everyone wants to fucking kill you here.
Yeah.
Like there's like 2 fast dudes up there, and here it was like 102.
Well, and the people up there, I think they don't look at it as like this is a career opportunity. I got to, win at all costs. It's like, I like to do this.
Yeah, it's fun. Well, a good old Canadian. Yeah. Oh, let's go out there, eh? Let's have a good one. But yeah, I mean, and it was so weird when I started getting good, and I was like, whatever. When I moved to pro at like whatever up there like 15, and then my first Supercross, I'd come down. I think 90.
Had you done like a national or any amateur nationals or anything?
No, fuck no. No, we don't even have that shit. Like, we didn't even have, I don't know. We were so out of the realm of motocross. Like, we'd come down sometimes and be like, oh, we're going to go to Disneyland and you can go race Paris tonight. And all of a sudden I was like, whoa, people are fast here. Because also it snows for 5 months in Canada.
Yeah.
And so we just didn't ride.
Yeah. And
then you'd come down here for January or December and get out to Paris or Star West, and I got a funny story. I stayed with remember Kim Ashkenazi?
Oh yeah.
I met Kim Ashkenazi at Star West. Would have been the winter of 92, 93, and he was like sweeping the floors at a Honda dealership before he got the Primal Impulse ride.
Okay.
And I stayed rented a room together somewhere. Oh, Ashcan.
That's hilarious.
There's some wild, it was back in, kind of your days, and I think I don't know if he won. Maybe he got second at I think he got second at a Supercross.
I don't think he won
once.
a race, but he had some good results.
He was good and funny dude, and we would, oh my god, we did some funny shit back in the day. But just he was seriously sweeping the floor at the Honda dealership for cash because he didn't have a work visa, and I was camping in a Chevy Astro van at San Clemente State Park.
You guys were a mess.
and making sure that we went in after 10 p.m. and left before 6 when the Ranger got there, and so we didn't have to pay. And then I drive across the 74, whatever that is, to get to Paris and Star West and go ride.
Do you remember Donald?
Yeah, he was there all the time.
He would slay at Paris.
He was really good there. Yeah. And was it him or someone else was the Star West local?
Well, Phil Lawrence was good.
It wasn't Phil. Fuck, I can't remember. So many fun races there.
Yeah.
But I'm talking the winter of 92. I can't even remember shit anymore. Maybe it was. Did he live in Sun City or some weird place? Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe it was Donald.
He was the king of Paris.
Yeah.
He'd beat
everyone.
It was crazy. And he'd go somewhere else, and he was good, but he wasn't the same. Paris was his spot.
That was his jam.
That was so funny. Did you do anything else, prior to that? Were you into other sports, or was it just kind of BMX, and then you got into moto?
Just riding my BMX bike around the neighborhood, and then just seeing moto. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Yeah.
So what was your first Supercross? Seattle?
Seattle,
pro?
Yeah. My first.
What year?
I think 91.
Okay.
I think 91.
You were young then.
Yeah, I was born in 75, so I was 16. I didn't make the night show. Okay. But, I never, I wasn't that good at racing. I was, enough to get 45th out of 125. Yeah. But I just, we didn't understand anything. We didn't even know how to work on bikes or do suspension, and we'd just show up and be like, oh, hey.
It was a different time. You can't do that now.
No. I would, walk the track, and, I remember seeing Rhino at the Seattle. Actually, I remember seeing Jen Hughes at the Seattle Riders meeting. She was he had that 8-ball logo, and like she was like wearing this jacket. I'm like, these chicks are hot in moto. And I think maybe it was 93 when like Amick was rocking his like green little leisure suit with his like gay ass hat.
Well, that would have been it would have been
94. It was one of the 96. It would have been 96.
Could have been 95.
It's a long time ago.
Then too. Anyway,
and he's like wearing like the full on like glittery green shift, like with his little fedora that was all glittery. I'm like, where am I? These guys are so cool.
Did you get connected with any of those guys and go to like all the Club Rubber and Havasu?
No, not in those days. I was so far down the totem pole. I was just stoked to like stand next to like Larocco on like the start of the whoop section and pretend like I knew him. Like,
cross your arms, you're like, looks pretty good.
Yeah,
right?
Looks good. I shift to fourth right there, right? And then I roll through the whoops like this in practice.
Was it so gnarly going out for your first one?
Oh my God! Well, here's my first. So the first time I did the West Coast Series was 96, and I went out for first practice. And I went as like second on the track. And we get to the triple. And I just double a triple. And fucking from behind and then above me, I hear, ah! And I like look up just as Deegan lands on the dude in front of me on his head.
Oh.
And I'm like right in front of me. I was like, what the fuck just happened? And like Dean gets up and I don't know, I just kept riding. I'm like, and then the whole time I rode like practice, like looking behind me, I was like, what is happening here, dude? We were on the track for like 70 feet before he hit the triple and landed on somebody.
People are dying.
Dude, I was so scared after that. I was like, I don't even understand. Like what about easing in a little? But I didn't realize that these guys have been probably practiced last night on the Supercross track somewhere, and then like for me it was like my first time on a Supercross track that year.
Yeah. Well, even I was riding for Mitch that year. Even I had the Cowie track, but like leading up to that, it was like if you weren't a factory guy, you didn't have a place to go.
Oh.
So everybody was a little sketchy, but it's like you had to go out and just
you had to just go for it. Yeah. I mean, I remember we found Damon Huffman's track up Sand Canyon open one time randomly, and we like snuck on it in like mid-90s some point, and we're like, fuck, this is so cool. This is Damon Hoffman's track.
Yeah.
Like,
that's awesome.
It's so funny to come from, like, now I know everybody and, like, friends with everybody, but, like, back then it was, like, so mind-blowing to even, like, see people in person.
Well, yeah. I mean, because I grew up in Montana, so it was the same thing. When I first came to a race, when I moved to Arizona, I was 10. And when I saw Jeff Ward, I have a cast. I'll show you when we take a break. I have a cast from when I was 10. And it's got Dogger's signature, Wardy's, and Tyson Volan. Those are the factory cow guys. I think 87. I'd have to go back and look.
But you remember that still?
It was like I was seeing Elvis, or I don't know.
No, it's the coolest shit ever.
Coolest thing ever, yeah.
No, and it's also cool when they were cool. Like I remember, like Mike Larocco's dad talked to my dad, and my dad's like, "Oh yeah, Mike Senior." I'm like, "Oh no way, you talked to him?" So cool, like.
And you could back then too. That was the cool thing about the sport. I remember San Diego Street. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have a pass.
Yeah.
After the race, you just wandered into the pits.
Yeah.
And they were sitting on the bumper of their box van. You walked up and just went, "Hi,
hi.
We signed this. I mean, good job tonight." I don't know.
Still, it's. I mean,
now it's like take a ticket, go to the back of this line. He'll leave before you get up here, but good luck.
But good luck, kid. Yeah. No, it's
maybe you'll catch a glimpse of him running into the semi.
I think that was pretty golden era shit, like back then, and just going to the track and riding, and someone would come show up and ride, Paris or Glen Helen or whatever, and you're like, oh fuck, like.
Even those days are gone. Everyone's at a private facility in Florida. Like once in a while you'll catch there's a couple West Coast guys, but like not
the top
the
dog.
Lawrences aren't here. Webb's not here. You know what I mean?
None
of the big dudes are here.
Thanks, Ricky. Thanks for screwing.
Thanks a lot, Ricky.
Ricky and Bubba screwing that one up for everyone.
Everybody's got to be down in the humidity. Whatever. Okay, so when did you decide racing was not going to happen? When did that happen? And I guess before we get there, what was your highlight? What was peak racing career for you?
If I had a memory, it'd be, I think 96 Washougal is, for some reason, I got to do a lap on the track before anyone else. Like I was the first guy in line or something. And they're like, go do a lap. And you know how the fog is coming off the track in Washougal? And like, they didn't let anyone else out. And I did a lap like by myself out there. And it was like pretty surreal. Yeah. It wasn't a race. I won practice.
Yeah. Good job.
That's about the closest thing I got to winning anything. I mean, it just wasn't, I was like a 6th place in the Canadian Nationals guy.
Okay.
Like, whatever. Like,
and who was winning Canadian Nationals there?
I think it was like that Alan Dick and Brett DeVries and those dudes.
Rollerball was done by
Rollerball he was coked out somewhere in retirement. Yeah, it was after Rollerball. He was like kind of like late 80s, mid late 80s. And there's a few guys but no one that ever made it really. Like those two guys were really great for there.
Do you remember, I ask this all the time. People probably get sick of this question. But growing up in Montana, there was a guy from Alberta that would come down named Steve Visser. Do you remember that name at all?
No.
Okay.
No. It's so weird because I rode up there until, so the end of my racing was 97. It rained out east. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, this would have been like 84,
No.
5.
Okay. No, I wasn't even into it then. Okay. I didn't even, not till later. But my buddy Hammer Time would know. He knows everything about moto. But 97, it rained out east for like months, and they canceled the entire Canadian National Series and put it on one day.
One race.
3 races per class, and you need to ride both classes to get a good national number.
125 and 250.
Yeah, 125 and 250. So
6 motos.
6 30-minute, whatever the motos were. So basically, you'd ride your 125 moto. You get off your bike, get a drink of water, and your bike would already be going to the line, and you go pretty much straight to the line to get on 250 moto, and then back to back to back to back to back.
Oh my gosh!
And I wasn't really known as a trainer.
No, really?
No, weird. I don't know. I liked, I was partying and didn't really give a shit. And my dad stopped sponsoring. He helped me out until I was 16, and then at 16 I started partying, got a girlfriend, drank some beers. And he's like, Molsons. Yeah, a couple Molsons, but he's like, you're too fast. I still remember the conversation. He's like, you're too fast to not take it seriously. You're going to get hurt, and I don't want to be part of it. I'm like, I would show up to nationals with the dirt still on my bike from the last national, puke down the side of my box van, and my mechanic, who is just my homie, my dad was like, Jamie, your only job is to keep Andy out of the bar the night before the national. And Jamie's like, I suck at my job. So yeah, it'd be like rolling in, and like all the fast guys would be at like some party, like autograph signing or whatever. We'd be at somewhere, and I'd be drunk and partying, and then I'd still do well.
You were legit.
No, I was partying,
hammered. Yeah,
but I wasn't trying to do it to be a pro racer. I just happened to be like good enough at it to be like in the top tier, but nowhere near the top tier, and so 97, I raced 5 motos, get to the last 250 moto, and it was at like Mission, BC. It's all crappy, muddy, and I was exhausted and probably hungover, and I did a single tabletop, but as I took off in the rut, I kind of like went sideways and landed on the upslope of the tabletop with my toe on the peg, snap, and exploded my whole everything, like Achilles, ankle, plantar.
This was the start of
that was kind of the start of this stuff, and it was like real bad. And I was like, what am I doing? I was like, when I was doing intermediate, at least there was those RM bucks or whatever they were, the contingency. I was making like $2,400 in a weekend as an intermediate, and then I was making like $200 as a pro, getting like 6th in the nationals. It was like $200, and I'm like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Got rid of all my shit. I just sold all my shit, and I'm like, racing stupid. And then, but at that point, I was actually getting paid like $100 by the promoters to go do like heel clickers over the big jumps on the track at halftime.
That was your money maker.
And some
guns,
some double guns,
you bring
some pistols.
Out?
I brought them out. I brought like the humper and the double guns and a couple heel clickers. So freestyle kind of was around a little bit, but not really like competition wise. So anyway, sold everything, and then Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna say. So like, I spent a year and a half, didn't even touch a bike, and then Terra Firma, I can't remember, 5 or something, came to town to film, and they brought Pastrana, Chris Rourke, and Mike Sinkmars.
Okay.
And the promoter of the track, they had called a week ahead and said, hey, can you build a jump bigger than any locals will jump? And the guy was like, I got a couple pretty good locals around here. He's like, make it bigger. So he made this like 130 plus foot massive double. When I say massive double, I mean like a 9-foot tall takeoff and a 3-foot tall landing 130 feet away.
Awesome. Yeah.
You know, the way the jumps are built in our day. And so that jump sat there for 5 days while they filmed Terra Firma, and no one would hit it. And at that point, Sinkmars was doing like all the MTV Sports and Music Fest, the biggest shit. Rourke was like the best freestyler, and Travis was Travis.
Yeah, Rourke. I forgot that.
Chris Rourke.
Yeah.
And so finally the guy, or the promoter guy, is like, hey, do you want me to get someone that'll come jump this jump for you? And like, you have someone? I was like, yeah, I'll see if he can get him down. He called me. I didn't even own a bike. He's like, hey, these guys are total pussies. Can you go come show them how to jump? And like, seriously, I was like, I don't have a bike. I'm like, but maybe I can borrow a bike from Valley Motorsport, Barry over there. And he's like, okay. So I called Barry. I'm like, hey, can I borrow an RM250? It's like, yeah, sure. And swear to God, I'm pretty sure I just put on like some Tech 8s and jeans. And I don't even know if I had jerseys around. And I went down there and I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going? And they're like, you're going to jump this? And Travis all of a sudden was like my little sidekick. And he's like, you can hit this? I'm like, yeah, let me take a couple runs. I took like 4 runs and then like, rah! Like third gear, 250, like pretty fast, and boner aired it perfectly. And then laid her down nicely. Like just jumped it like 5 times perfectly. And Travis like, do you think, could I follow you? I'm like, sure, like whatever. And so I hit it, and he's on his 125, and I just hear over my head like, ah! Just like screaming it, and I landed like, ah! And he overjumps by like 30 feet and explodes his front tire. And then I was like, all right, well, I got to go back to work. That was fun, eh? So I seriously like left. And Travis was like, hey, do you think you could come back like tomorrow and show us some more jumps? Like, no way. And then that's how Travis and I became friends.
That's hilarious.
And I don't think Sinkmars and Rourke loved the fact that I did that.
The way you said it was so brilliant. So I hit it, perfect boner air. Like,
I mean, I was pretty good at boner airs back in the day. I might have invented them. I don't know. But it was so funny because it was a gnarly jump. I mean, Travis,
there's a picture. Yeah,
that was much later when we actually had to jump dialed. But the first few times, it was just like, whoa! Yeah.
And were you always just kind of a jumper, or
I just was good I had big balls and didn't have the skill, but I was always like, nah, I think I could make it.
Yeah.
Like even when in intermediate or younger, like a lot of times, if there was a new jump, they'd wait for me to roll out, and I'd be like, oh, I got this.
Jeez.
I wasn't really good at corners, but I was good at jumps.
It's not a surprise your ankle is destroyed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I wanted to ask, because you and Aaron Bates, who was the floor announcer for Supercross for a long time. I don't know if people put this together. You guys were married for a long time.
Yep.
How did you meet? And you were together in Canada, so it had to be early.
Yeah. She grew up in my hometown.
Oh, okay.
Like, I think we graduated from the same high school, and her brother was like a year younger than me, and yeah, we dated. Shit, I don't even know. Like, I was like 22 maybe when we started dating.
Okay.
And then, yeah, we were married for 7-8 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Long time ago. Yeah. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, it's just an interesting I saw a video of you messing with your buddies, like raking your leaves in the backyard.
Oh.
It popped up, and then she's in the video.
Oh, then she was in the video. You're like, oh, yeah. I know. It's like a whole nother, like,
it's so long
ago.
I
mean, everything. Just thinking back to like all those days and freestyle, and then racing before that. I'm like, oh, we're getting old, dude.
And then Ogio. I mean, we'll get to that part of your career, but I remember you from there, and I'm like, I was trying to. I don't know the timeline of where it all fits in. So it's
well,
fun
yeah,
to hear.
no, I mean, it's funny when you're just knowing someone kind of for a long time. I mean, I don't even know where we met. Maybe through KTM or through like Kelly Smith or I don't. I mean, I don't even know.
No.
You probably were asking for backpacks, and I was like, "Ping who?"
Maybe.
Actually, well, if you were on Mitch,
Was it Donahue?
could have been Donahue.
He was there the same time you were, right? Or was he?
Was. I mean, I think I hired Donahue in maybe like 04 or 05.
Okay.
I was there from 01, and then I think I hired him from he was at Sunstar. Did you ride for Sunstar? Did you know him before Ogio or no? Yeah,
anyway, okay. So what year was that where you did that with Travis?
It was 97 or 98.
Okay. So
and Rich Van Every was filming. He was a filmer.
Oh.
That's where I met Rich Van Every, and I can't remember who else was there. Mike Day, or Mike Hatchett, Mike Day, they were like ski film guys that were doing the Terra Firma videos.
Okay.
And Van
I didn't know
Evs.
Rich was part of that.
Yeah, Van Evs. I got pictures from someone Van Every has pictures from then. He sent me one like last year. We went out on a boat on the lake and poached a blob and just like dumb shit from the old days.
Van Every. I love that guy. He is like one of one.
One of one for sure. But he's great. I saw him last year up in Park City. He was up there with Beaver and Victor Sheldon.
Was he?
Or Beaver lives up there, and then Victor Sheldon and him were up there. So
was he wearing multicolored spandex pants?
There was some accented with a lot of leather vests and tassels, probably. And that was just his riding gear.
Oh, I love that guy.
He's the best.
Cool. So, and Red Bull, I rode for KTM in 01, and that was Red Bull's first team they sponsored. So
that's probably where it all came together, because I was doing Red Bull stuff in Europe. I was riding Suzuki's, and then my buddy, then I started doing the freestyle in 99, whatever. I saw an ad in Motocross Action or Dirt Bike or something that clear back then it was Pace or whatever was doing the first ever freestyle competition that wasn't the original 4-leaf or whatever that one was. There was one in 98 in Havasu.
Yep.
The one where Travis broke his back, and then they were doing a contest in Fresno in 99.
Okay.
And they're I don't know. I wrote a letter to Todd Gendro.
Oh, did you really?
I did. That was Todd Gendro and TD Lovett were the guys, the contacts on this full page magazine ad. And I made up some bullshit. I'm like, hey, I have a team. I'm part of a team in Canada. We call ourselves the Canadian Air Force.
Nice.
And it was Rick Heddle, myself, and Regan Sieg. And I'm like, we're really good. And here's some pictures.
We're super good. You got to see us.
Here's some pictures of us doing tricks, and we want to come ride your contest. And luckily, it was right at a time where, I don't know, a couple, Mets and a couple of the original guys, Mike Jones and a few of them were, fighting for, they're like, fuck you, we're not going to go do your stupid event because...
Too corporate.
You're too corporate, whatever. And it was perfect. So there's 5 extra slots, and so I got the 3 of us in.
Okay, so I want to come back to that. What were you doing from 97 to that point?
Working for my parents at a desk job.
Okay. Hated
Nothing.
that? Was it just miserable?
Working for your parents is never fun. And, but I wasn't really missing it. But then I started seeing these freestyle competitions happening. And
you weren't riding?
I wasn't riding at all. But I was just I don't know, these guys. And there was one local kid, Chris Garwaziak, who was a kid that I used to take riding. And it was a lot better than him, but he went and did something a contest and actually did pretty well. I'm like, shit, it's my little buddy. Yeah. I'm like, maybe I should go to something, and then that's why I saw the ad.
And Regan Sieg, he's gnarly on a snow bike.
He's
now, right?
super gnarly. He's the guy on a snow bike now. And he was 18 or something when, he's a few years younger than me, and I'm like, hey, I got us into this contest in Fresno. Let's go.
And you guys drove
and
down.
we drove a camper to Fresno, towing a pickup truck with 3 dirt bikes in it. And I remember I got in a big fight with my dad because he was like, "Hey, did you get health insurance before you went?" And I'm like, "No, I don't have time." He's like, "You have to get health insurance, dude." I'm like, "I'll be fine." And we got like a fight about it. And like on the way out of town, I stopped at like a AAA type of thing and got like extended health because you need that as a Canadian. And then I broke both my legs on the because it was the first time that Mickey Diamond had just built the ramps.
Oh,
it was the first time ramps had ever been like at freestyle contests ever, and everyone was shitting their pants. And Mickey had these ramps out there. He's like, "They're really good. You should hit them." And no one wanted to hit it. And I'm like, "I'll try."
Oh no!
And like it was the first time ever, and like so I hit him a few times, and it was like okay. And then they just watered a corner, and I got a little like slid out a little bit, and I came up short. And Dirtworks, like Rich and the guys had built the landing. It was like this, like perfect this, and I just like cased, like perfect, broke both my legs, didn't even crash.
Oh,
like didn't touch suspension.
Tib, fib?
Tib on one side, fib on the other, and ankle, fib and ankle on one side, tib on one side. And I was like, well, that was fun.
Thank God for that experience.
Yeah, I know. It's like I still think I'm like I should listen to my dad more for sure. So and it ended up like going to the hospital because it was Fresno. I sat there like 6 hours with bilateral fractures because there's like all these like stabbings and gunshots kept coming through and like bumping me back on the list. Yeah. Finally showed back up in a wheelchair and like I was all stoked and made some duct tape beer holders and was rolling around. And Mickey's like, "Dude, you're like the happiest guy I've ever met. You just broke both your legs." I'm like, "Oh, this is sick." I mean, like I'm talking to Mickey Diamond.
Talking to Mickey Diamond right now.
No, for sure. I was just like pumped, and yeah, so that was my first freestyle.
Oh my gosh, dude. So not a great start to your freestyle career.
Not so good.
You did listen to your dad though.
I did listen to my dad, thankfully.
Yeah,
because that whole like not having insurance is a bad thing.
Yeah,
for us Canadians.
I don't have time for that, Dad. I gotta go.
I gotta go be a superstar for like 5 jumps.
Okay, so that's 99. You kept doing freestyle?
Yeah, I just kept doing it. And
when did you move down?
I got hooked up with KTM. My buddy, who used to be kind of my mechanic, Darren Pilling, he got the job as like the distributor for KTM in Canada.
Okay. And
he's like, "Hey, you're doing freestyle on the Suzuki." He's like, "I could give you 3 KTMs." I'm like, "No, I'll just keep buying Suzukis. It's cool." Because they were kind of like crappy earlier, I thought.
Yeah.
But then 99, he's like, "Listen, dude, I know you. I think you'll like this. Take one and ride it for a week." And I rode it, and like seriously, within like an hour, I was like, "Oh, this thing's pretty peppy. I like it. That little aero fender and
for freestyle, it was great."
Yeah, it was great. So I actually ended up. They signed me to a thing, and then I started doing pretty well, and then I got a call from Kurt Nickel, Uncle Kurt, in like early 2000. And he's like, "Hey, there's like Sheffield Arena Cross or whatever, I think it was, or Sheffield or London." He's like, "Hey, we want you to come do freestyle there. We see you're riding KTM and you're doing well. Like, we'd like you to come do it." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I went and did that, and then partied with Kurt, and we decided we were like brothers and had a good time. And then they called me later that year and like, "Hey, there's this weird mountain race in Austria. We'd like you to come do freestyle at it." Okay. I was like, "Weird mountain race? That's a strange way to describe something." And it turned out to be Ayresburg.
Yeah.
And so that was
which is a weird mountain race.
So that was in like 2000, summer of 2000. And I got there and I was like, "What in the fuck is this?" And I think I ended up racing the prologue just because I was like, "Oh, I got to go do something," and race the prologue. And then when I went like 9 times. So the next year I raced the race. And
you did?
I did, and I loved it.
Did you finish it?
I didn't finish it. It took me 5 times to finish it. Every other time I launched my bike off a cliff and it pancaked. Like it's just like, you'd like try to make it up something and you'd like try and throw it to the top and be like, "Oh!" Like
scrap metal.
Just so many times.
Jeez.
And then I finally finished it in, I think 05. I got 21st, which, I mean, I was the last guy to finish. I was the last finisher.
Just finishing that is like,
It was, I was so stoked to get like a finish.
Yeah.
Because it was gnarly.
Yeah.
And every year, Carl, the promoter, tried to make it so no one would finish. And then every time someone finished, he'd get pissed and make it worse. And then make it worse. And, those guys are just freaks.
Masochists.
Like, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to, like, the year I finished, I cried 7 times.
During the race?
No, during the race. Yeah. Like, you just, like, it was so hot. It was so messed up. And, like, you'd just be stuck. It can't move. And just, because I never rode or trained, obviously. And so you'd have the worst arm pump. And then you'd be in this position where I can't get out. And then, shed some tears. And then be like, well, fuck, I'm got to get out to quit.
I can't even
quit, but I can't get anywhere because I'm stuck here. And so you'd finally get out, and then thered be like a little transfer section in the next shitty place. You'd be like, I'll just do one more. I'm feeling all right. And then it would be the same thing. It was terrible, but I like that shit. So
yeah, well,
it was pretty fun.
Right up your alley.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're the Canadian Air Force,
yes.
which I love. When did you decide freestyle you were done with that?
I mean, it just kind of evolved.
Were you making any money?
Yeah. I was making more money than almost anyone because I wasn't doing X Games, and I did Gravity Games in 01 or whatever when Carrie backflipped. I was riding that, and I got like 10th or 11th or some crappy thing. But that's like $700 to fly to Providence, Rhode Island, put yourself up and all this stuff. So KTM kept calling me to go to stuff, and they were paying me, and they were paying my way. I was getting like not show up money, just like, hey, you get $5,000 to go do this thing. Well, $5,000, and I was taking it back to Canada at that time, so that was like $30,000. And I was like, wait, everyone's like fighting over like $700 or $1,500 to do well at X Games. I'm like, I'd rather just make money and go party. And that's what I got. I mean, it was really so great because I rode in everywhere from like the Munich Supercross series I jumped at in like all these random places, Slovakia, Bratislava, Czech Republic, like Budapest, like all these crazy places, London and O2 Arena, like around the world. And I was just getting paid. I didn't have to do shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I learned to do really good slow wheelies and drag the fender and stuff, because if I could fuck around like that, no one would really notice that I only had 4 tricks I could do.
So you never flipped?
I did, but not in competition.
Okay.
I flipped one of the earliest guys to actually do it, but I was already quit by then. I was working at a desk job, but I just got pissed off.
Those guys, like Metz, Dave Domangos, I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah,
there was a handful of guys that did it early.
Yeah.
And they were going to Supercrosses.
Getting paid.
Big.
Like no, that was like 25, 30 grand. Yeah. I didn't dial it in. I just did. I wasn't even trying to do it. I was honestly, when I was working at Ogio, which we'll get to in 01, 02, 03, I built like a really cool playground there and had a foam pit that we could do BMX bikes and XR100s in. So I had like a little backflip camp there.
Okay.
And I taught Renner how to backflip there. And like all these guys, but I had like Bo Bamberg. Maybe it wasn't Bamberg at that point. It was Dustin Miller. I can't remember. I think Brian Foster and one other guy. And they like wanted to learn to flip so bad. And I spent like hours with them and like did the BMX, did the XR100, did the foam pit, went out and I had to step up with bark mulch. And they just kept being pussies and like not doing it. Like they'd get up and then like so many times I finally seriously got fucking pissed. I'm like, you guys are pussies. I went and got my bike and just rode out, and I'd never done it before. I was like, fuck you, it's like this. Yeah! Just did it.
Oh my god.
And I landed the third one, but broke my ankle when I landed. And I'm like, see? That's how you do it.
Now take me to the hospital.
Now I gotta go. But I was just like, I don't know. I was like, fuck. I'm teaching you how to do it. I don't need to do it. I'm already got a desk job, but
yeah, I'm
going to do it anyway.
Oh my gosh, dude. Same ankle again.
Same ankle. I mean, like I said, I'm a 200-pound dude with the ankles of a 12-year-old girl.
So, okay. So you moved to Salt Lake then. You're kind of done. You call freestyle quits.
Well, okay. So what really happened is we were filming, remember Global Addiction? Which Travis backflipped into the Grand Canyon off that thing. So we were filming that. I was still living in Canada.
This was pre-Nitro Circus.
Yeah, pre-Nitro Circus. I had just compounded my tib and fib the first time. So both bones out of the skin, out of the boot, into the dirt up in Canada. My bike bogged on a ramp. And it was like 2 months later. I wasn't supposed to be riding, but it was time to go do this Global Addiction. I'm like, I'm not missing out. So I drove down to Salt Lake, duct taped a piece of wood inside my boot to my leg, and got my boot on and duct taped my boot. I'm like, oh, that's like a cast. And then we were filming Little Sahara. It was like the helicopter, and then Travis, me, Mike Jones, Nate Adams, like a bunch of good guys. And then Trav and I got kind of out, and we're like just flying through the dunes, like all this stuff. And I had a paddle tire on, and I hit this like rock that was like just flat, and it just low sided, compounded my leg again.
No, the same one.
Same place. And I mean, there was still a hole in the side of my leg. It wasn't good. Shouldn't have been riding. And after Travis came back and roosted all over me, the first person to get to me was the VP of marketing from Ogio, this guy John Jones, and he'd been kind of bugging me about working for Ogio for a long time. I'm like, oh, I'm a dirt biker. I don't need a job. And he seriously walked up while my boot is filling with blood and said, hey, how about that desk job now? And I was like, done. He's like, when you heal up, come down. You got a job. So I went back to Canada and came back down a few months later. And he's like, so how much money do you want to make? I was like, well, I'm thinking $35,000 a year. And he's like, well, I was thinking like 45. I'm like, sold. I didn't know, dude. I'm from Canada. Yeah. I'm doing math. I'm like, that's over $50,000 Canadian. Yeah. If I asked for 35. So I moved to Salt Lake.
And okay, before we start that chapter, you said you had a Metzger story. I want to hear the Metz story.
Okay, so we did that Fresno event, and then there was like one more event, and then we went to like a Triple Crown, and Metz was there, and Regan, Heddle, and then I was riding again myself, and we were all like doing pretty good, like very well, and everyone's kind of dicks to us. Like Jones was Mad Mike was Mad Mike. I love him to death now, but he was kind of a dick, and Trevor Vines was kind of a dick, and everyone was kind of dicks to us because we were like coming out, and like we were like the three of us were like definite top 10, if not like top 6 guys at this event, and everyone else is like, oh, these Canadian guys. And then Metz is like, you guys are sick. And he like came into like our camper and is like, do you guys have any sponsors? And we're like, no, not really. He like gets on the phone. He calls like Rich at Race Tech. He's like, hey, these guys are sick. You got to do their suspension. Because we had like stock everything. And then he called like Mike Russell from LBZ. Okay. He's like, you got to hook these dudes up. And got us hooked up. He's like, you need to come stay at my house. Come park at my house, for a month. And we went parked at his house and rode with him, and he was just like so cool. And then, we got to know everyone and just realized whatever, ended up being great friends with everyone. But, that initial thing, everyone's kind of like pushing us off except for Metz. And he was just like, come on in, dude. All the Hansons you can drink. We're like, whoa. Like they're free?
That was Monster before Monster.
That was for everyone else. Yeah, for all the kids. That was a Monster before Monster. And
Metz is cool like that.
Dude, he was so cool. Like, I'll never forget that because, we're just like kids from Canada, and he didn't have to be cool. And he was already like the reason I did freestyle, because I remember seeing that dirt bike or whatever when he's doing the heel clicker in like 96 maybe or something. And I'm like,
Fox ad or something.
It was like so the crazy. I'm like, what is happening? Yeah. But like I was intrigued, and I'm like, I'm going to figure that out.
Yeah.
And so it was pretty cool to go full circle and then be at his house and then be friends with him. And then we're riding there every day and all this stuff. So
was
this
cool. Quail Valley kind of bike?
Yeah, Quail Valley, yeah. Yeah, and he had all that shit out back, and there was always something going on it. Metz's house.
Yeah, there was wild days right through there.
Yes, it was, but it seemed very fitting.
I'm trying to think of that would have been after like Moto Triple X.
It was 99. That was 99. The end of 99 into 2000.
Okay. Yeah.
And then, Pace became Clear Channel, Pace became Pace
SRO.
FMX, became SFX or whatever. They kept changing to Feld now, but it was all the same. I mean, it was Gendro and TD Lovett.
Yeah, that's funny.
Which is rad.
It's funny. Do you ever talk to them anymore?
Yeah, every once in a while. I talk to Gendro like once a year, kind of thing, and we just kind of laugh about the old days. And I haven't seen TD forever, but he was such a good dude. Like he ran all their merch and stuff, but he was in charge of that.
That's funny. Were you? When was there was like a Jägermeister halftime freestyle show? When was that? Was that later? That was like later 2000?
Or was that the one that Edgar Torrenteras and Tommy did like in like 97 in the
No. This was after
remember
that.
ET did that one in 97 at the Coliseum?
Yeah.
I raced that race. I raced 97, 98 at the Coliseum, but I didn't make the night show.
Okay.
But I was there.
That was the first time freestyle was introduced into racing. Yeah. And do you remember there was a triple?
Yeah.
And they were supposed to do something on
and they couldn't even get over it. They couldn't even get over it.
Just like sparklers off the back of it.
On the back then. And ET doing his like little Spanish dance and stuff.
But it's like they're going, just struggling to even make the jump. Never mind whatever.
I was sitting in the stands.
Too funny. Okay, so you started Ogio.
Yeah.
And you're working a desk job. Was that lame or was it cool because you were working in an industry that was, Well,
I think the weirdest thing for me was, I never had an ego about it or thought I was cool or whatever, but I see how people struggle to change from being an athlete, where and especially in freestyle too. When you're out there, you're the only person that 20 to 60,000 people are looking at. Like, you ride in a big stadium, there's only one freestyler at a time.
Yeah.
So everyone's looking, everyone's cheering, everyone's reacting with you. And then, so my first job when I went to Ogio and my first event I traveled to, I don't know where, I can't even remember. It was like a Phoenix, Arizona freestyle or something. But I show up and this guy like Dustin Miller and Jake Wyndham and all my homies, Adam Jones. It was like maybe his first show ever, I think, was the first one I went back to. He was 16 and Mad Mike had brought him as his little homie. And then he was like super good, obviously. Okay. But I show up and I got like some Ogio hats and some Ogio stickers and a couple of backpacks. And I'd be like, hey bro, I beat you last weekend, but can I put the sticker on your bike? Like it was kind of a little like emasculating almost a little bit. I know we all deal with it, and I didn't have an ego about who I was or how, because I wasn't that good, but it still felt weird to be like, hey, do you mind if I put the sticker on your bike?
It's a weird transition,
right?
Yeah. Even, I went from racing to media guy.
Yeah.
But so I'm going to the track now and I'm doing interviews with guys and it was just like,
it's strange.
It's strange. Yeah.
And
you do feel like there's a little, even though, my success in racing was limited compared to other guys.
I see some big trophies over there, buddy.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You still have to swallow your pride. There's a certain amount of that.
There is, even if you don't have an ego, which I probably had the least ego, I feel like out of almost anyone, because I didn't give a shit. I wasn't even trying. I was just there to party.
Yeah.
And it was strange. And I remember, seriously, I think Jake Wyndham did really well, and Dustin, and I was like, hey, can you wear this hat on the podium? And let me take a picture? It felt really weird.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget that feeling of that first time. So I, go back to, big people that are really good at what they do, or, back in those days, that junior Seau thing and all that, you're like, well, I guess I get it. If this was your whole... what defined you was doing that, I understand how it would be a tough one to swallow, because it would just felt strange to me. And I know you've dealt with it, and we all do at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you break away and you do something totally different, it's easier. Mm-hmm. When you're trying to work in the industry that you've been your whole life as the guy, and now you're,
now you're like Dano, you're like a man friend almost.
Dano. I love Dano.
Yeah, the original man friend.
He was.
No, he was. He's the best. He
What was
defined a whole job role in the industry.
He did. What was the show he was on?
Temptation Island.
Temptation Island. The original.
The original one.
That was the first freaking reality show, I think.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
one of for sure. And he was. I'll never forget. I did a pre-interview at Anaheim Supercross. You know, they do like before the night show starts, they do like interview people down, and they had me, Robbie, the bassist for Godsmack, Robbie Merrill, and Dano. And it was the first time I ever met Dano. And he's like, "Oh, hey, like it must have been 99. It must have been Anaheim 2000, like January 2000 or something." And he's like, "Oh, Andy, like all this stuff." And it's like, but he's kind of like, I just, I was on Temptation Island, all this stuff. I'm like, I don't know what that is. Like, we don't have that in Canada, obviously. But he was just like so personable and talking and all this stuff. And so, like, he went up and did an interview, and then they were and Robbie and I were talking. He was like a huge KTM nerd riding guy, like, and we knew each other from a couple other events. So he's like, "Hey, Robbie's like, can you come up with me on the stage?" I'm like, "Dude, you're in like the biggest metal band in the world at the time." He's like, "No, that's what the singer's for." He's like, "I don't talk to people."
So you had to go up there?
I didn't go. I'm like, "No, you're a big boy. You can do it." But yeah, that was the first time I met Dano down there, and
Dano's great. He'll hear this because he watches the show. Oh yeah.
No way. I haven't seen him forever. Hi, Dano.
Dano's great.
Lucky I didn't talk shit. Fuck Dano. No, he like to find a whole like a job for people almost.
He did. Yeah. Well, and he's just so personable. It's like even if he annoyed you at first, you eventually
he
wore you down. You're like, all right, come on,
give me a hug.
Yeah.
And some free shoes.
Yeah, give me some free.
Give me some DVS.
Osiris. What was it? Okay, so and I will say this, dude. Oh, I didn't even know what Ogio was when you started there.
No.
And over the course of your time there, it was like I don't know. It seemed like it blew up huge. And then when you left, it kind of petered out again. So
it was weird because we had no money. It wasn't a big company. Like, so I had free product to give away, and I never paid anyone really. I don't think and it was crazy when I was so embarrassed, honestly, to be at a bag company because no one knew it, like you said. And then my buddies are like, No Fear or Spy or Kicker or Red Bull, and then I'm like, I'm an Ogio. Like, it just felt like 100 levels under all the cool guys.
Yeah.
But then I realized, I can't remember if it was Langston or Reed. One of them was so into bags, and we're so stoked at the shit I gave them, and then we made some cool ones back in the day, and I was like, all right, I guess it's not that bad. And all of a sudden, everyone was running helmet stickers, and Mitch was super awesome, and all the Pro Circuit guys, and made all those bags. But I was like, it took a while because no one knew what Ogio. They're like, what is this? And it's and then it became pretty synonymous with, just being cool on the cool right guys. And I mean, it was fun. As far as you said, a desk job, I mean,
pretty cool. Yeah,
it was because they were a full Mormon company. And I was the only non-Mormon out of 105 people when they hired me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And I'm not really the kind of guy to just slide by without being noticed.
F-bombs were flying.
Yeah, and I had a thing for getting naked back in the day and doing weird shit. So it was, they knew what they were getting into, and I think they needed, someone like me to help with that. And I knew a lot of people, and once I got over the fact that it wasn't Kicker or Spy or what I thought were the cool companies.
Yeah, right.
I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then I can make some cool bags, and I can't pay people, but, it was more that I knew how shitty it was. Most of the team managers at product companies were so lame. The guys. Yeah, guys, coming, bro. Yeah, I sent you a big package. You didn't get the package? Oh, man. I'll have to resend it. You never sent it. Fuckhead.
Yeah, guy.
The guy. I mean, it was there's so many bros. So I decided when I was a team manager that I was going to Like if I told someone I was going to do it, I'd kill myself to do it no matter what. And I would make sure that I did what I said I was going to do because it was important.
Isn't that wild, dude? Just
do what you say.
Do what you say you're going to do.
And no one did.
And your success, I mean, that increases your chance of success like 98%.
It's not that hard.
No,
it's not that hard,
really
but it was really hard in the moto world, obviously.
Trying to get a phone call back, return a text.
Yeah.
It's like, it's mind-blowing to me. And I'm venting a little bit right now.
That's okay.
In this industry, how hard it is for people to do that.
And always were. There was a few cool people back in the day. I remember Tom from Unifilter. Tom the Bomb. Tom, I ran into him a couple years ago, which was wild. But, he was like, I just remember because I was never like the big guy. So like, sometimes people kiss people's asses when they're the big guy.
Yeah. But
then you treat other people like shit. And then I always realize if someone treated me well because I was just kind of like the middle guy. And I'm like, all right, they weren't just doing it because I was like McGrath or if I was, someone. It was because they actually cared about their job.
Yeah.
But I definitely didn't want to be like most team managers that I had over the years.
So how does working there, how do you get connected again with Nitro Circus? And was it Godfrey and who else was kind of overseeing that? Like, tell me how.
So in 1999, our buddy or this guy Jared Willardson that was working with Godfrey came to the Salt Lake freestyle show, or it was like maybe it was January, the first weekend of January 2000, like right before or after Supercross.
Okay.
And they came up to me and said, "Hey, we want to come film you in Canada for Global Addiction or whatever film they were doing." I was like, "Oh, that's cool," because I was a huge fan of Godfrey's movies. And there was a line, and I remember all this dumb stuff because I was a kid, but there was a line in Children of Metal God, which was like my favorite movie back in the day. And it was like, we just went looking for places to ride and people to ride with. And they're driving the big semi. And I was like, oh man, I wish they'd come ride with me kind of thing. Like, and then like a few years later, they actually came up to me and said, hey, we want to come film you. I'm like, sick.
Wow.
And then, so they came up there and I got to be great friends with Godfrey. And then in like the early 2000s, like Travis did the flip into the Grand Canyon. Travis and I had stayed in touch and seen each other and hung out a few, wherever events that he came to, like Triple Crowns and stuff. And then Godfrey sent like a little DVX camcorder to Travis's house and said, just film the shit that's going on at your house and I'll put it in my movie. And Travis was like, oh, okay. And then it just kind of started coming together and we put a couple shoots together and all of a sudden I think Metal God ran its course at like 1, 2, and 3. And then he's like, oh, we should do a new series about all the shenanigans that we're all doing. Like all the wild shit, all the crashing, backflipping and all the shit.
Slip and bleed.
And like we're doing all this stuff anyway. And then he's like, I want to call it Nitro Circus. And I'm like, that's the stupidest fucking name. All of us hated it so bad.
Really?
We all told him we wouldn't be in his stupid video if he called it Nitro Circus. Like all of us. All of us were against it. And he's like,
I always wondered where that came from.
I don't know. I don't know. It just like Godfrey came up with it and we all thought it was stupid.
Even Travis.
Oh, Travis hated it. I hated it. That was before like all that other stuff. But then, Tommy did that big accidental launch over the foam pit and like all this shit started happening from the videos. And then it just kind of blew up for probably like 01 till 07. And there was like just a once a year kind of like do some shoots. And then I think Feld would give them like the motocross and the supercross shit. And then we do a few shoots of just dumb stuff. And then each shoot got bigger every year of like what we did. And then Knoxville and Tremaine saw one of our DVDs and somehow got in touch with Godfrey or Travis or someone about coming out to do a Evel Knievel tribute for MTV in 07.
Okay.
And then that's when we tried to teach Knoxville how to backflip a dirt bike and realized he didn't even know how to ride a dirt bike, but he wanted to try it anyway. And there's this huge step up onto like a mulch pile in Knoxville, seriously crashed like 3 or 4 times getting to the jump. And he finally somehow, I've ridden with Knoxville in a car. It's horrifying. Should not be with anything motorized.
Okay.
And he finally gets to the ramp and pins it. And Travis had burned into his head, do not let go of the bike no matter what happens. And Knoxville gets like back, throws the bike. He lands like this. Bike comes down. Handlebar hits him right in the dick.
Oh.
From like 30 feet high. You can like, for sure it's on YouTube, like 30 feet high. And he gets up and he's as tough as they come. He's like talking. He's like, oh, it didn't feel good. And all of a sudden he's like, I think I'm peeing.
Oh.
Blood coming out of his dick. Ended up like tearing his urethra super bad. Gets surgery. And then for the next 18 months had to take like an 18-inch catheter and twice a day plunge out his pee hole all the way through so that scar tissue wouldn't build up. So he would pull it out and then chase us all around with it.
Wow.
It was terrible.
Terrible. So he is a tough.
Knoxville's as tough as they come, for sure. As tough.
You know, you never know. You see this stuff on TV. Like, is this BS? Are they like?
No.
You know.
I don't think I would have got up from that one. And he got up and was like, it was bad. So then that happened, and it was like such a big hit that Knoxville and Tremaine and at that time Spike Jones are like, hey, we want to do an MTV show with you guys. We're like, I don't know, whatever. Like, we didn't even care.
So before you guys do the MTV thing, are you guys making money?
No, fuck no.
Really?
No, not me. I mean, Travis, probably not.
Really?
Godfrey's not really a business guy. I love him to death, but he is just a.
I guess it was before YouTube.
There's none of that. There's nothing. It was like DVDs, and sure, I mean, I'm sure he was paying for it, and all he really wanted to do was go out and fuck shit up and do cool, fun stuff. So he's not a business guy anyway. It was paying for him to hang out with his friends and do cool shit.
Yeah. And,
the money was so small. I mean, I never made a cent until my first MTV contract, which I was getting about $850 a day on Nitro Circus. So I was killing it.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, we're getting like we were getting 4,000, but that gets so funny. People like think that I did well in my life because I was on MTV. Like, it was unscripted reality. We got $4,000 an episode. And
yeah, I mean, for the stuff
it was
you're
like
doing.
7 days of filming, or 4 to 5 days of filming plus travel every episode. And we were doing heavy duty shit. Like, everyone got broke off big time. So we weren't really making much. I mean, there's no residuals or any of that shit. So I made about $100,000 total in my MTV career.
That's wild, dude.
Right? Like 2 seasons.
I don't even know how it's legal. Obviously, it wasn't SAG or anything, right? Because
it's unscripted reality. That's how they get around it. So, and it was the biggest show on MTV. After, I think, The Hills, whatever that, one of those shows, The Hills or something, was like the biggest for that type of show. And then our show was, like, it was massive for a while.
Yeah.
It was fun. We were just having fun, but we were just like, we're not really doing this to be anything other than just fuck around with our friends and do dumb shit. But now we have a budget to build a bunch of shit that we couldn't afford on our own.
It's just crazy you guys didn't do better, because they were probably making a kill.
MTV was crushing, obviously, but I can't be mad. I mean, we signed our deals, and I don't think we would have got any more.
So even Travis,
Trav was getting a chunk more, but he deserves it. Like, anyone that would think like Travis is the guy and we're the rest.
Yeah.
So like, I was never mad. Like, he was getting double our talent payment plus an executive producer payment, but he deserved it. It wouldn't have been anything without him. So I'm never one of the guys that's like, oh, I deserve more. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
We had fun. We got to do rad shit and travel and do some dumb stuff.
What are some of the crazier things you guys did? Like, give me a couple of the crazier ones. Like,
I mean,
because sometimes the stuff on TV,
it never, you know what it's like. You see a Supercross triple on TV, and you're like, oh, it's nothing. You see a whoop section on TV from Supercross, you're like, oh, why didn't you go faster? And then,
my favorite thing is when I'm up in the stands just watching a race, and I'll hear a guy goes, this guy's a pussy. Why doesn't he just skim these whoops? And I just like go, oh my gosh.
No,
you have no idea.
I just wish like every race for people to see, you could take someone out of the crowd and like someone that was good. because you always think like it's levels. So the 20th place guy out there, 22nd now, I guess, whatever it is. I don't even watch it, but like the last guy there is so fast.
Yeah.
The guy getting last was twice as fast as I ever was on a motorcycle. But out there compared to these guys, and he's getting lapped, he looks like a pussy. Mm-hmm. So it'd be so fun to like take someone just that was like your good normal average rider and throw him out there and be like, you can't even make it around this track in 10 minutes.
Well, you'd kill him. I think it would be cool just to, at the end of the race, let him go walk the track.
Just walk and see.
Because from, section
you don't see it.
5 row G, it looks
pedestrian. It looks, and TV ruins
even a jump. You hit a jump, you're like, dude, this is gnarly. This is gonna look so sick. And then you see it on camera, and you're like, man, it felt so much gnarlier than.
Well, you look. I mean, I just even looking through pictures this morning when you're like, oh, send some pictures. I'm like, someone had sent me a YouTube of like when I broke both my legs, and it's out there somewhere. And I broke both my legs, and then I walked off like 5 minutes later. And those are the last steps I took for like 2 months. I was in a wheelchair for 2 months, but I was like, I'm fine. Dude, it was not good. I got to a place where I had to step down off the dirt like that far, and I couldn't put my weight on one foot enough because both were broken. But yeah, so I mean, for things that I saw, for sure the biggest consequence one was Travis backflip building to building, 13 stories up in LA. And it was so gnarly.
Were you sitting there watching?
We were right there, and the run out was so shitty that we all stood with an aircraft carrier style like stopper, like we had this big tie down that in case he landed and whiskey throttled, shout out WhiskeyThrottle Media, like we could like maybe scoop him off his bike before he shot off the side of the building, because both buildings were like for rain were angled towards the center. And then this one was towards the center. So it meant the landing ramp was like 8 degrees steeper than it should have been. And the takeoff was like 8 degrees steeper. And it was 75 feet between the two buildings and 130 feet down. It was 100% like I was sick to my stomach. Like, this is a bad idea.
Do you say anything? Like when you see something like that, you go, man, I don't know about this.
Well, I tried not to. Yeah, it was because, when you're set on something, you don't need a shadow of a doubt in your back of your mind. I hate when, like, the only reason I've got to where I am in life is because I'm severely overconfident for my ability set. Like, I'm 100%. I should not have got through most of what I've ever got through, but I have this idea that I'm really good in my head. But if someone could put any doubt into you, you'd be like, it could just be back there. So I was like... Yeah. You sure you're good?
But it's hard, right? Because you think if this goes wrong and he dies, it's like, I should have said something.
Yeah, I know. It was hard. I mean, that was one of the few, like, life or death. Like, there was a lot of, like, many broken boners. Or broken boners.
I like that'd be bad, too.
That'd be bad. Hey, that'd be bad.
No matter how you play that out.
yeah, that's all good. But, yeah, that was heavy duty.
Did you do any skydiving or base jumping stuff with him?
So I never did skydiving because I personally think skydiving is pretty boring. It looks boring, looks stupid. I'm just not interested in it. I always thought base jumping was rad, but you kind of got to be a skydiver to be a base jumper. But also knowing myself, I'm a really bad checklist guy.
Okay. Don't do that.
So I could imagine like going to do my skydiver, my base jump, and grabbing my backpack and putting it on and jumping out and like pulling and like a beer can comes out. I'm like, fuck, wrong backpack. So I kind of avoided all that.
Good idea.
And then, but for the Nitro Circus 3D movie, the opening, before I didn't do it, was supposed to be me backflipping a tricycle with no parachute out of the back of an airplane in just board shorts or whatever. And then for my first skydive ever was going to be with no parachute. Because the only way to up Travis's no shoot jump after 200 jumps was to do it on your first jump, and that was always the comp with us. Were
you gonna do it?
Oh yeah.
Well, so what stopped you?
I didn't do the movie.
Oh,
that's back to telling Plan A to fuck off.
Got it.
So I didn't do it.
Copy.
But that was the plan. Like that was like the script, the plan. We had it all. Like it was.
What do they do? They because that jump still you watch it and you're just if you really put yourself in his shoes, like you're jumping out of a plane with just nothing.
Yeah.
And trusting that these guys are going to catch up to you? And then what? Did they just like...
He had a harness on under his board shorts, and they just come in and our buddy Scott Palmer is like one of the best in the entire world. Yeah, you're putting your life in his hands, but chances are, even if you tried to get away, you're not even going to get close to getting away. So that's the plan. You just hope your buddy is paying attention. And so that I was going to do that, so I didn't. So in 2012, we were after I started Sweatpants and we started doing the Pastrana, On Pace with Pastrana, we were back at Twin Falls and everyone was base jumping. And I was like, maybe I should do a base jump. Like, looks fun. And we were filming and Roner and Travis like, yeah, you should jump today. I'm like, I'm only jumping if I can do a gainer because I don't want to just jump off and have someone hold my parachute and get PCA'd. I'm like, that's fucking lame. Like, I have no interest in that. And they're like, no, because you're supposed to have like 200 or 300 skydives before you do a base jump. And you're supposed to have like 10 or something PCAs where someone holds a pilot. And I like looked at Roner, who was very serious about base jumping. Like, he was like, he's the checklist guy that you want. And he's like, Bell, no. I'm like, I ain't doing it then. I'm not going to just jump off. That's super lame. And Chow's like, I think you'll be all right. I'm like, I'll be all right. I can gainer. And Roner's like head was like exploding. He didn't like it, but I did. So my first...
You did do it?
I did. I gainered the bridge in without having ever skydove ever. And it was fun. Like, whatever, it worked.
Did you kind of go like sideways so you didn't tangle things?
No, I did a full... I mean, Travis like, just think about it as doing a 150-foot belly flop. I'm like, all right, I can do that-ish. And then the whole time down, they're like, don't pull too early because you can wrap the chute around your legs and that's how you die. I'm like, okay, sweet. So the whole way around, like, don't be a pussy, don't be a pussy, don't be a pussy. And then I threw and it worked out good.
So I have no, I'm not I don't like falling. Like,
yeah.
Like the feeling of falling to me, I don't like.
Yeah.
It's like my worst nightmare. So skydiving, all that crap's just out for me. But I did do the indoor skydiving.
Yeah.
And I thought, I got this. Like, I'm good with, body awareness and I'll be able to do it. I couldn't stay in the thing.
Oh, do you do it in Vegas where you fall off to the sides?
Yes.
Yeah, it's hard. That one's hard.
Oh, is it? Okay.
That one's hard.
Well, that's the only one I've ever done.
Yeah.
But I thought, man, okay, so if that's what skydiving's like, then
I wouldn't think so.
Like, was it hard
that one,
to stay?
there's like a bubble of air in the Vegas one, and then there's the pads around, so there's no like air going up there,
right.
So you can like kind of fall
kind of
off. Yeah, it's mushrooms out.
Yeah.
So I think that one's hard.
Okay.
Like we've been to, or we taken the kids to one time where it's all in the glass, all in the plexiglass, so the whole thing is air, so you can't nothing to fall off of.
Okay.
So it's a lot. That's a lot easier. But
so they're not all like that. I just
that's the only one I've ever seen like that. But yeah, it's whatever. I just never thought like jumping out of an airplane attached to someone and then floating down. Like, it seems pretty boring to me.
A little gay too, just slightly gay.
Super gay, which I'm not opposed to. I mean, I've done a lot of gay shit in my life. So, but you had to be in front. So the catching was way gayer.
Your gun is digging into my hip.
I don't know. It just never really got me excited. So, but like I said, base jumping seems cool as shit. I don't want to.
Roner passed, right?
Yeah. It's been like 10 years.
Tahoe?
Yeah. We just actually had like one of those pictures I sent you was kind of like 2 weeks ago. We went out at Travis's because his daughters and my daughters are really good friends. And I haven't been to his house since like 2012 because I hate it out there. Just too dangerous now it's okay because I can just say no, but back in the day. So Jim was there. Tommy was there. Jolene came out. Me, Annika Roner, Eric's wife came with their two kids, who are Oscar's 15 and Casper's 11. So we had kids from 9 to 15, like 8 kids from 9, and my buddy Cam McQueen from Canada. So like we had all these kids, and they were just mayhem, just tearing shit up. So it was super fun to see like Roner. Back to what you said, Roner's son Oscar is just like hucking he's a really good skier, like top level skier, and like following dad's footsteps, which is pretty rad.
Are they friends with the McConkeys by any chance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric and Shane were like best friends.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they both, passed within a few years of each other. So they're all in that realm. And it was, that's why I don't do that stuff. Like, broken ankles, broken legs, you can heal from that. But that shit, it's too gnarly. And what these guys do now, this wingsuits in those little cracks in the mountain and stuff, like 4 feet high at 180 miles an hour, like there's only one way for that to end. And it's not that rad it's so rad, but it's not so rad that it's worth dying at like 20 years old over.
No, and what a brutal way
It'd
to
be
go.
quick. It'd be quick. The taste of your asshole coming through your mouth at like 160 miles an hour may suck,
Be
but
nothing to clean up.
Dude, yeah.
The birds and bugs would get what's left.
Yeah, I mean, I saw videos the other day of these guys. Like, I'm like, holy shit, it is just at a new level now.
Was there ever anything you guys did off camera that like never made it, but you were like, this would have been so sick if we caught this?
I mean, for sure. So many things. Because we also weren't really good at waiting for a film crew to get ready.
Yeah,
It's like getting iced at Supercross or like X Games and you're like ready or just even kicking a field goal when they try to like fuck with the kicker. Like the same thing. Like we'd be like, I'm ready. Well, we're going. If you're not ready, like whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely flipped a rental truck off camera. That picture I sent you of the world's lowest backflip I was trying to get.
Yeah. Was that really a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, and you hold a bunch of world records.
Yeah, I got like 10 now.
That's like the world's longest stoppie.
World's longest dirt bike stoppie. It's been broken since, but whatever. I think it was like 188 feet or something. Like it wasn't that good, but like it was all right.
That's pretty good,
It was
dude.
fine.
Were you downhill?
No, just on a drag strip basically we had like the Guinness Book of World Record guy come out for like 2 days and we're like, okay. We were just like coming up with stuff. He's like, oh yeah, so the record for that would be like, what's the record for this? He's like, oh, it's this. And we're like, oh, I think we can get that. Or one time we were trying to look up the furthest riding a bicycle backwards sitting on the handlebars. And Trav and I and Jolene were like, oh, we could do this forever. Like, let's start doing it. Well, he's looking it up. So we started and like 10 minutes later comes back. It's like, oh, it's 262 miles. We're like, oh, fuck that. No, not that one. But like so many dumb things.
Yeah.
But it was fun. Like the stoppy one, that was just on a drag strip, like just fifth gear pinned on a 450 and then just.
Did you put street tires on at least?
No, knobbies.
Knobbies.
Oh. And I mean, there was a bunch of dumb ones. Longest car drift.
Yeah, longest car drift.
And which then really pissed off the actual drifters. Like Vaughn Gittin was all so pissed and like, oh, he's not even a drifter. Oh, all this shit. I'm like, dude, I was just fucking around. Like, I'm not serious about this, obviously. Yeah, those are
so
fun.
You guys, bumped into a lot of famous people, partly because of Travis, partly because of MTV thing, and you were just doing really cool stuff. Who is like the most random or memorable celebrity you guys kind of rubbed up against?
There's some weird ones in the orbit. Like Channing Tatum is a super big like Nitro fan kind of in that world. He was always into that shit. I don't know, man. Like what's I can't even remember her name. Bruce Willis's daughter. She was like super rad. The cool one.
Well, there's Rumor. That's the only one.
Her. She was like super rad and like into the show, like when we were at the MTV Movie Awards, and we're all like, was it Movie Awards? Whatever the MTV Awards were, and we're all like walking around. We're like, fuck, there's like all these famous people, and like me and Jim and Jolene and Roner. So we're like, yeah, it was just like it was a weird, because it kind of was like fame but we didn't feel like we belonged in that world, because we're all like just not, we're just like, oh, I don't know, we're just doing cool shit on camera. Yeah. And then like, the Knoxvilles and Spike Jones, and like Knoxville's like such a great, nice guy, and Tremaine and like that whole crew, like they're good dudes. Like all the Jackass guys are
really?
Like they're nice, and like they're not all the guys like I don't really like fit in with a lot of them. Like I'm still good friends with Wee Man. Like I see Wee Man quite a bit.
Yeah.
And he's like the best.
Steve-O's gone through it, huh?
Yeah, he's a crazy person.
He was like off the rails for a while.
He's a crazy person, but he's been sober now for a decade or something.
Yeah.
And or more, 15 years maybe, but like those guys, like, well, it's funny. Tremaine always says like Bam was like the most like anti-gay, anti-anything, like stop touching me, you fucking, that you like hated everything. And then he turned into like being like, oh, let me put this dildo in my ass and shoot bottle rockets out of it, like whatever, But yeah, it just like, it was kind of fun to be like in that realm and in that circle and see stuff. I mean, I've been around with so many famous people I didn't actually know were famous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that was who? Like, I just never noticed. I'm not really good at that. Like looking at people's faces and knowing who they are.
Well, and like when we did, I did Supercross the movie in, I think, 2004. You remember that?
Yeah. Oh, I do.
Flaming pile of junk.
Yeah.
But you look back on the cast, and it was Channing Tatum. It was Sophia Bush. Another guy, I can't even remember the other guy's name, but he was on the Reba show or whatever.
Really?
And then the guy from Revenge of the Nerds was the team manager. Like, so he I knew, but the other people, and we talked. They were okay. They were friendly with us, like just whatever. But like they weren't really that famous at the time.
No.
And then Sophia Bush went on to do like whatever she did, and Tatum is now like
it's like
A-list dude, right?
But it's funny because you're like me, like we've been around motocross, supercross guys that are like super famous and whatever. And
well, and I don't really follow all the Hollywood stuff.
No, I don't either. So it doesn't matter to me. Yeah. Like I'm not reading magazines and be like, oh God, like I don't even know who you are. And I've definitely snubbed some people before that I probably should have cared that they were famous, but I didn't even know. And I mean, Travis did it like Vince Vaughn like one time. Like,
oh really?
Vince like, oh hey, nice to see you, Travis. And Travis like, oh, have we met before? Like, total like act didn't know. Like, I mean, I don't know. You just like, I mean, he's like doesn't know who anyone is ever. So, but I'm the same. Like, if you don't care about it, you're not like, you're not trying to like put on some cool guy show for some dork that was in a movie. No,
I totally get it.
I mean, that's how I feel.
Okay, this is our seat concepts hot seat question, guys. You got a seat for your dual sport bike, your motorbike, whatever. Go over, check out Seat Concepts. What's the dumbest thing that you guys did where you're like, if I went back, I'd never do that again? Was there something where you were genuinely scared, or you're like that you did?
I think for sure the dumbest one, 100%, is we tried to do this for the MTV show and the lawyers shut us down. But it was always in the back of Travis and my head, was to swim under ice, hold a hole. And MTV wouldn't let us do it because they said it was imitatable by kids, could go try and die. So when we started doing the On Pace with Pastrana, the YouTube show that we started doing for Sweatpants Media, one of the first things Travis and I were like, let's do it. And so Travis's grandpa had swam under the ice, but like gone like 5 feet or something. And Travis's dad had done it, and under like this much ice. So Travis was like, I want to do it. And I'm like, I want to do it. And I know Travis hates cold water. So I was pushing it even more because I like to fuck with him when I can. When I get a leg up, I'll push it. And so we went out, and it was like, I don't know, February in Utah, and we went up and we cut 2 holes it was about 72 feet apart. And then we were going to cut a 3rd hole just in case. And my wife was pregnant, and in my head, everything goes really well in my head. And I felt like, it would be just like this blue holes, and you'd see one to the other, and it'd be like, and you just swim over there. And
no line or anything.
That was what I was thinking. Danielle was pregnant, and she called our buddy Todd Romano. She's like, you gotta please like make them like get a safety diver or something. So this diver gets in, and it took him an hour to find the other hole.
The diver?
The diver. It was 3 feet of visibility, 5 feet of ice. There's 5 feet of ice, and then 2 feet of snow on top of the ice.
Oh no!
We would have died. 100% would have died. Because I'm like also not a jump in, check everything. I'm a full commit all the time. When I commit, I go. We would have died. So it was really great that Danielle made him do that. So when he found the other hole, we got him to run a line so we could follow the line. So we do it. And it was the second thing I ever filmed when I started my production company. And we went straight from there to do a launch of Travis's new livery for his Dodge rally car in Detroit. And I didn't know that people could erase hard drives. And we filmed this whole 2 terabytes worth of stuff in Detroit, come back, and I asked the guys hey, how's the footage? And they're like, well, we taped over it.
I didn't know that was a thing digitally.
I didn't know either. I don't think they said taped over it because that's what you do with VHS. But I figured you know what I meant. They're like, yeah, it got formatted, and then we put 2 terabytes of phantom footage over it. I'm like, we had to go back and do it again. And it was so sketchy. It was so sketchy. The second time, and then I had to break the news to Travis that we lost the footage. And so it's a pretty funny video. And the second time we only went probably 55 feet or something.
So you did the full 72
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we didn't have time to get the hole dug in the middle. So there was no chance. So I went from one side, he went to the other side, and we were going to go by high five in the middle and keep going. So we were 3, 2, 1, go. I dive in. He goes feet first in, and I'm swimming. I'm like, fuck, I haven't seen Trav yet. This is a long time. And I follow in the rope, and then I kind of run right into something I was only underwater the first time, say 30 seconds, 28 seconds or something. But it felt like 3 months.
Yeah.
Because it's really cold, obviously. It was 25 degrees outside, middle of winter, 5 feet of ice. And then I follow the line, and then I look down, and the line was going down like this around. And I was confused. I'm oh, whatever. So I swim down, and then I look up, and 10 feet up there, I see Travis's legs in the hole. I'm what the fuck? I forgot that we had kind of got this big piece of ice and pushed it down. We tried to push it out the back, but it went out the front. And so it made a 10-foot ice block before his hole. So he had gone down 3 times, but hadn't swam down under it. So he was still sitting in the water. And he's I don't know if I can do it. I was fuck you, dude. I just did it. You got to go. You got to go. And he went, tried twice more, and then he just went and did it and came out the other side. So all that got erased. And so we had to go do it again. And it was scary and really probably not all that smart. Yeah. So
sketchy, dude.
I'd do it again probably, but it was fun.
So do you do ice baths normally?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
love it.
I hate it. It's the hardest thing. It's the most painful, mentally gnarly thing, right? But yeah, they say it's good for you, so whatever.
Do you feel better? I feel better when I do it.
You feel good when you get out.
Yeah.
There's definitely some dopamine going on. But we did a ice rescue class for the fire department, and we cut a hole in this lake up here, and we're in a dry suit.
Yeah.
But just getting into the water, into a hole like that.
So it messes with your head.
Bro, I just kept thinking if there's any kind of water movement or I slide in, I'm cooked. I got no way to get back to this hole. I was in my head a lot about it.
It was sketchy.
Diving in and you're saying
Dude,
I'm out.
It was the first time was really far, 72 hole to hole, and it was everyone
that's
was
a supercross
tripping
triple, dude.
Yeah.
That's
no,
gnarly.
and and it was dark and freaky, and yeah, but it was cool. I always liked. I never liked doing the things that were a 6 out of 10 that you're just oh, might break my wrist, but it's not that cool or whatever. I was the guy that was I'll do a 12 out of 10 and then sit on the sidelines and watch everyone else do the dumb shit for a while, and then I'll see how long that 12 out of 10 took me, and then when I got to do something else, I'll find something else big and do it, and then sit on the sidelines. I didn't want to just keep doing Tommy was always the guy to just do the dumb shit and get hurt, but you can get hurt just as hurt riding Heelys down a driveway. Right? Then doing a big jump on backflip a dirt bike.
Yeah.
You really can, which is sad, but I'm I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Because no one realizes how badly you can get hurt On those Heelys.
And you got hurt on Heelys.
Yeah, and you got hurt on Heelys. It's a terrible story.
Do you ever just think like at this point, man, I'm lucky to be alive?
Oh, 100%. All the things and just the stuff that wasn't even for TV is like dumb shit, jumping vehicles and like so many vehicles. So many vehicles. Like returning rental cars, like being blacklisted from so many. Because we were like in the golden age of driving like an asshole in rental cars.
Yeah.
I don't know if the kids even do that anymore. They're probably, I don't know, but.
Dude, do you know how many people you come up to a stoplight and just get up against their bumper and then just push them out in the middle of an intersection? Kids would lose it if you did that today.
Dude, I had one. This is kind of a bad story, but right before X Games one year, and I can't remember what year it was. Maybe, I don't know, whatever. Maybe it was when Travis double flipped or somewhere in there. Like, we're going go-karting. And Jim was in my car, and Travis is driving whatever vehicle, and I saw him we were leaving the go-kart track, and I saw him pull out. I'm like, I'm going to get him, and just fucking, like, rear quarter panel, like, spun him. Like, full spin, like, full smash. And then I kept on it and kept pushing him around the parking lot. I didn't know there was a cop sitting over there. So Travis takes off. Jim and I are dying laughing. I start driving. Cop comes in hot. Gun out.
Ooh.
Full gun out. Like, pull over. And I like, full like kind of was, I'm like, I can't pull over any further. Like total super troopers. I was like, because I thought it was funny. I didn't realize he was like so serious. He's like, what the fuck is going on? It's vehicular assault. Like, it's my friend. It's like, that's your friend? Like, yeah. And Trav like, gone. Because he was like, gone. And Jim was looking at me like, oh God. Like, and he's like, I don't even know what to say. I'm like, no, seriously, officer. It's like my friend. We're just fucking around. Just like, and he was looking at me seriously, gun out. And then he's like, I just go. And like,
he let
send
me
me
go?
off. Send me off. Oh my God. Jim and I were laughing about this the other day. And so I get going down the highway and we're getting where, I don't remember where we're going. And I see Travis in his rental car and he's probably going like 75 or 80, and I come up on him and I rear-ended him so hard
so sketchy.
on the freeway between semi trucks and stuff. I mean, I feel like that's what you did because you didn't understand that a rental car wasn't a motorcycle that you were paid to ride.
Yeah,
I think.
And back then, you got the full waiver. It's like
it didn't even matter.
Yeah,
it didn't even matter.
Just call them and go, hey, this thing's broken. Come bring me a new one. They bring you a new car.
We sunk one in Wyndham's Pond.
Oh, did you?
Trying to hydro skim Wyndham's Pond.
In a rental car.
In a
Chevy Corsica.
Yeah, it didn't work.
No.
It almost worked. It worked pretty good.
How far did you get?
Like far.
Really?
Like far, actually. But you couldn't get enough speed because it was all grass. Like the in-run was grass. So you just, and we towed it out and it started once. And it looked the exhaust looked like a bilge pump, just like pumping gallons of water coming out. And then the next time, and then there was a hurricane or tornado, whatever happens in Mississippi, one of those things that we don't have in Canada, and there's puddles everywhere. So we just called the rental car company and was like, I don't know, I hit a big puddle and now the car doesn't work. You need to send us a new car.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a big puddle you got.
Yeah, big puddle.
All right. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. This is your Troy Lee Designs Timeout. Stick around. We're going to be back with Andy Bell. In the motocross graphics game, customization is key. TBD MX can bring any of your design concepts to life. Simply fill out a design request and they will email you a concept for approval. TBD MX also has a showroom full of designs to choose from on their site. Whether you just want number plate backgrounds or a fully custom kit, the TBD MX crew has you covered. Visit tbdmx.com today and get the look you want.
Here There's a reason every AMA championship in the past decade was won on Dunlop tires. They are the best. Choose the best performing tire and a brand that has never wavered in their support of our sport. Choose Dunlop. Pro Circuit. Pro Circuit products are designed with one goal in mind: winning. Through passion and hard work, Pro Circuit has operated the most successful 250 team in the history of the sport. They use that same formula when developing exhaust, engine, and suspension parts for every brand. When only the highest level of performance is acceptable, trust Pro Circuit.
At Seat Concepts, our handcrafted seats are made in America. Visit us online or call today. Seat Concepts. Ride the world with us.
Something from nothing. That's what Nihilo Concepts is about. It starts with a spark, an idea, a concept, which leads to a design, and finishes with engineered excellence with the highest quality products created with durability in mind. All our products are made in the USA at our state-of-the-art facility in Stuart, Florida. Whether you are a weekend warrior, ride for fun, or at the highest level of competition, Nihilo Concepts offers innovative titanium, aluminum, and carbon fiber parts for your dirt bike. We offer a wide variety of products that you can customize to your liking. Browse our site for foot pegs, brake tips, engine components, specialty tools, frame grip tape, lever grips, carbon fiber components, motor stands, our secondary on-switch, plus much more. Head to NihiloConcepts.com and see for yourself why factory teams like Red Bull KTM, Rockstar Husqvarna, Troy Lee Designs Gas, Orange Brigade, Club MX, KLM Gas, and some of the fastest riders in the world choose Nihilo Concepts.
The inspiration for Element, interestingly, was from working with my coaches. I sat down with those guys. I'm like, hey, here's what I'm doing. What should I do? And they looked at everything and they were like, you need more electrolytes, specifically sodium. And like most people do when they have a coach, I ignored what their advice was. You're kind of like, well, I salt my food, I'm probably good. And it took me at least a year to finally listen to these guys and do what they asked me to do. And it was just a switch flip. It was just so obvious that this was the critical missing piece to the story. And it's ironic that this salt piece was like the linchpin, the keystone to making all the rest of that work.
Arc levers are the most durable and reliable on the market. They have the most premier class championships of any aftermarket lever. Arc is the only ratio adjustable folding lever on the planet, and their patented design is precision machined in-house right here in the USA. The occasional tip over on the bike is inevitable. Broken levers? Those are optional. Visit arclevers.com today. Toyota has become synonymous with reliability, and for good reason. Toyota vehicles are consistently rated #1 by Consumer Reports and in customer satisfaction. Partner that with a dealership that wholeheartedly supports the motocross community, and it's crystal clear where you should buy your next car or truck, Toyota of Redlands. As a major partner of the BarX Yamaha racing team, as well as personal sponsor of many factory racers and a premier partner of the WhiskeyThrottle show, Toyota of Redlands is heavily invested in moto. Check out all the new and used Tundras, Tacomas, and other vehicles at Toyota of Redlands today. Reliability, performance, and customer service. Get it all at Toyota of Redlands.
With a rich history in motocross, ProX has been dedicated to supplying quality components since 1975. Whether you're rebuilding an engine or just need a new chain, ProX Racing Parts aims to bridge the gap between OE quality and affordability. ProX has over 9,000 part numbers and over 60 different product types that are manufactured by highly reputable or even OEM suppliers and are offered at affordable prices to help keep riders on the bike instead of in the garage. Visit ProX.com to search parts for your bike or check them out at your favorite online or local dealer.
The Specialized Science Club introduces the Levo 4. An electric mountain bike so advanced, it borders on sorcery. Together, you and the Levo 4 become a harmonious hybrid of organic and synthetic. It's a rider-enhancing machine that transforms you into a cycling cyborg. 720 watts of power and 111 newton meters of torque, amplifying your mortal muscles, allowing you to bend space and time to your will. All channeled through futuristic suspension, with honed geometry, granting super control while traversing extreme terrain at hyper speed. With supernatural power delivery, you'll have super traction to conquer climbs where others spin out. And you'll tire, if at all, before the bike does. Thanks to the Levo 4's super range.
Every good podcast show has got to have an underwear sponsor, right? Well, we went right to the top, Ethica. These guys make the best underwear. If you haven't tried a pair, you don't know what you're missing. Your life hasn't even started yet. So try a pair of Ethicas on. Go to Ethica.com. Use our code WHISKEY20. Get you 20% off. And give all of your nether regions a break, man. It's vacation time for the boys. These things are comfortable. You're riding. Your butt's not going to get all chafed. These things are awesome. And guess what? They don't just make underwear. No. Tees, hats, beanies, sweatshirts, shorts for kids, ladies, toddlers, old people, everybody. You name it. They make them. You know what else they make? Moto gloves. I didn't even know that. I just found it out. So get over to Ethica.com. Check them out. These guys are awesome. Whiskey20. Use our code. Don't cheat me now. Get 20% off and put your buns in the best undies around. Ethica.com. Welcome back. That was your Troy Lee Designs timeout, guys. If you haven't been over to Troy Lee Designs, go over there, check out all the new gear that's out. The fall and winter line are out. They're rad. Those guys are always on the cutting edge of making stuff look cool and fast. You can get your helmet painted, get some mountain bike gear, whatever you need. Those guys have it. Best helmet in the biz. Troy is just awesome, and pretty stoked to see what he does with Ducati, too. It's going to be pretty rad. Coming out soon. So check it out. TroyLeeDesigns.com. Appreciate them supporting what we do. All right, Andy Bell. You've done so many just a Google search of you is like hilarious because you're all over the place, dude. Like you were on Ridiculousness. How did that happen? And is Chanel West Coast laugh as annoying in person as it is on TV? Because I have to turn the volume down sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I ended up because Jeff Tremaine started Ridiculousness.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He did.
Okay.
And when we were finishing doing Nitro Circus back in the day, in like 2010, he was like, we're going to try this clip show. I think we're going to have Bam host it. So Bam was supposed to be the original host.
Oh, wow.
And then, I don't know, but he had also, Jeff Tremaine, produced Robin Big and Fantasy Factory and, all that stuff. So he knew Rob very well, and I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but anyway, Rob ended up being on it.
He does a good job with it. Like he's great.
Yeah. He's great, and was paid handsomely for it.
I'm sure, dude. It's on. You could be in any hotel or anywhere around.
It's everywhere around the world,
and it's on.
I've seen myself speaking German in Germany before, like fully dubbed.
Really?
It's like it's a crazy thing. So I don't know. So Rob they would bring me in for Fantasy Factory. Anytime we did a couple, we shot Nitro Circus at Fantasy Factory like once or twice. Rob doesn't love peer pressure. And all of us on the Nitro side live on peer pressure. Like, come on, pussy. And so we would kind of get in Rob's bad books when we're there because it's his show. And he's like, maybe I want to try backflip into the foam pit on a pit bike. We're like, come on, pussy. What, you can't do it? Julene, come over. Let's get the girl to do it. And he'd just go hide in the corner and suck his thumb for a while. Yeah, he's very different than, not everybody operates like we do. But when they wanted to do a stunt for Fantasy Factory, they're like, hey, Andy, can you come help us, whatever, jump a Harley into the foam pit or do this monster truck thing or whatever. So I would help out. And at some point I was like, bro, I'm helping you out here. Why don't you get me on your show or something. And they're like, oh, you want to do it? I'm like, yeah, sure. Why not? I want to see if Chanel's laugh is as annoying as Pink thinks it is.
And
if you only have to deal with it for like half an hour, you can at least, it's a lot, but I couldn't imagine living with that.
If you're going to marry her, you're going to probably kill yourself.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude, yeah, it'd be a lot, but you know, it's fun, and it's always it's always funny, and they, they took that type of show to a whole new level.
Yeah,
like,
dude, I can still sit and just watch America's Funniest Home Videos. It's great. You'll laugh out loud. Like,
well, there's nothing like, it's just like so mindless.
Yeah.
You don't have to think about it.
There's no plot line.
No, and it's just like funny shit. Like, I hate when they have that stuff on in bars or restaurants. Because you're like having a conversation and like catches your eye, you're like, what's going on over there? Like, it's like hard not to watch.
You just mouth open.
Yeah, just staring.
Okay, moving on. I saw a picture of you boxing Jason Ellis. What the hell is that about?
God, you'd think I'd have some cool news stories, but obviously I haven't done shit in like 20 years. Because
is that how long ago? I just saw the picture.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what is this?
2009. Jason Ellis wanted to fight a celebrity. He was Jake Paul like 20 years ago.
Okay.
And he was doing these Ellis Mania. You know, he was like a huge thing on Faction. He had the radio show. Howard Stern was calling Jason Ellis the next Howard Stern. Like, Howard Stern loved Jason Ellis. He's like, he's the next one. He's the one. And he had this huge following. You know, he was a crazy man. He was, skateboarder and then drug addict and then skateboarding drug addict and then
natural progression.
Natural progression. Then he had sex with China, the wrestler. Not the country.
That's a lot of people.
Not the country. He was just kind of like a maniac, and then he went sober and then got into MMA and fighting and then trained like a maniac for that, and then had a couple pro fights in boxing and a couple pro MMA fights. Started promoting these events called Ellis Mania. And he wanted to fight a celebrity, and no one would fight him because he was actually good. So he got down to the Z list and then called me.
So did you?
Yeah, well, everyone was. He called me. He's like, "Hey, would you do a boxing fight at the Hard Rock in the Joint, like a real fight?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, sure."
And you've never boxed?
No, not professionally or by in
a bar.
I grew up bar fighting a lot in Canada, so I like to fight, but I was not a trained fighter really.
Did you play hockey ever?
I didn't. Moto ate my life, and I wasn't really a good hockey player.
I was
a good skater.
Yeah,
I know.
Play hockey.
I got so made fun of. If I would have been like as good at moto as I was in my country. In California, I would have got so laid. Except instead, I got like made fun of. Oh, moto jock. It was like below being on the indoor volleyball team to ride motorcycles.
Really?
Oh, way below. Wow. Way below. Like, it's hilarious but true. I mean, if you played hockey, played basketball or indoor volleyball, you were like, cool guy.
Wow.
Rode a motorcycle. I was the only one. I was the only guy in our entire area that raced motocross, basically back in the 80s.
Yeah.
So it wasn't cool to do that.
Did you train for this thing?
Yeah, I trained for 7 or 8 weeks, and I trained hard for a guy that didn't know what he was doing, and got in with some good guys, and to Ruka, who had a great training gym at Ruka, and a couple guys I'm still really good friends with today helped me out, and it was fun. I didn't win the fight, but we went all 3 rounds, and I was supposed to get killed because he actually had a bunch of pro fights and stuff, and I definitely did. I did well.
Held your own.
I did super well.
Did you take any?
Oh yeah,
any big ones?
Yeah, but I don't mind getting punched in the face, so it's okay.
Yeah,
but it was fun. It was just it was cool to do, and there was thousands of people there. It was a big event.
Yeah. I have a friend whose name I won't divulge. Yeah, I will. Eddie Casillas. Good friend of mine. Do you remember Eddie?
I know Eddie, yes.
So he was my trainer back in, this would have been 01 or 2, somewhere in that window. And he decides he wants to do a boxing match. at the Kauai Indian Reservation.
Oh, okay.
At the casino.
Yeah.
This was back. They have a nice casino now. It was
Yeah.
literally a tent filled with cigarette smoke. You couldn't even see through it. It was so smoky. And they did a monthly boxing thing or
Really?
something.
Okay.
And so he signed up. And we were all just like, dude, that's cool. I'm like,
Yeah.
come watch, you know? and you know, I've never boxed. I can't speak to it, but I kind of get it. He got in the ring and he was just like kind of in a constant defense mode, right? Like, I think he didn't want to get knocked out or hit,
Yeah.
right? So we kind of teased him about it, but
Yeah, at least he did it.
he did it.
Takes balls.
Totally. And I think it's a lot gnarlier when you actually step in.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was great. I love it, and I like that kind of rowdy shit. But it was fun, and you know, we had a good time. And like I said, I didn't win, but I didn't get my ass kicked even close. And like I held my own well, and it was fun. And it was like all sorts of random shit. Like he had other people fight. We were the main event, and he'd already knocked out like a couple old UFC guys in the previous. He was always the main event and always fought someone that was usually like an old UFC guy, like a retired UFC guy, which would have been like 30, 35-year-old, like old. And he like had won them all and like knocked out like gnarly dudes. So the fact that I didn't die was everyone's like, oh shit, okay. But at one point, I think Carrie Hart and Travis had controls to electric dog collars, and two people were fighting. They were also had dog collars on it. They could just zap the shit out of them whenever they wanted.
Oh my gosh,
dude! It was some funny. It was some funny stuff. Like he was, unfortunately for him, like almost 20 years too early with that, because he was like the crossover, like the Jake Paul is like for sure. Jake Paul took what he did and just did it at the right time.
Yeah,
like and became did all that, which is cool. I mean,
yeah. So. Tell me, what is the role now of Sweatpants Media? What are you guys doing? Are you doing a lot of stunt work?
No, so on the Sweatpants Media side, I mean, we're a production company, and we film commercials, and mostly in automotive, commercials and branded content. Okay. So mostly in automotive, just because that's where my ties were. Toyota is like one of our biggest clients, Toyota and Lexus. So, we make some 30-second commercials that you see on TV. We just wrapped actually doing a Super Bowl commercial for Toyota, which the biggest thing we've ever done. So pretty stoked on that. Like all our creative, and then we shot it. We filmed with Puka Nakua 2 days ago, the Rams receiver, and then Bubba Wallace, NASCAR guy for Toyota, and then on Michael Jordan's team, and then Oksana Masters, who's like a Paralympian with 19 gold medals or something. So we came up with this creative and shoot this commercial, and then it's going to air on the Super Bowl, which pretty stoked on that. In my overconfident mind, I would have thought we would have got one of those like a long time before, but it's been 14 years now, so we finally got there. So stoked on that. And yeah, we do commercials. Like we've done some Makita stuff, or Brent. There was a Makita back in the RC days, and we've done like some golf stuff, but we've done Polaris Razor launches for Polaris. We're working with Harley Davidson now.
So you really just need to make contacts with those companies, right? I mean,
yeah, for me, I just started small, and I told you the story about starting with Red Bull, and then it was like, oh, hey, I got a production company now. We do this, and then find, now 14 years into it, like we kind of we're in deep with the people we work with, and I don't have to go outside of, we do this much of Toyota stuff when they spend billions. So I can keep chipping away at that and, showing what we can do. But yeah, we have fun, and, we'd like to bring in a little bit of what I like to do. So jumping cars, or, I jumped the Supra for one of our things we did a few years ago, like 150 feet, and it was pretty gnarly. I think I'm an inch shorter, like for sure. We jumped like over a gas station for one of the, like in a Corolla.
And they're just letting you total these cars?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're usually cars that are going to crushers. They're usually prototypes, so they're going to get crushed at some point anyway. So we like to bring in what I like into what we shoot the best we can. But, if it's just a vanilla agency commercial of, the beautiful interracial couple with drive into a Sunday dinner at a beautiful restaurant, I'll do it. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a weird. It's advertising is a strange world.
Yeah.
There's a lot of boxes that people want checked these days.
Yeah. Like you said, it's got to be an interracial couple. Somebody has to be gay in there.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. But the thing that always makes me laugh the most is it's a bunch of like middle-aged white chicks making that decision.
Really?
Somewhere that says I need these boxes checked. I mean, not always, but
the woman has to be like in control of the relationship. There's
some crazy stuff that goes on in advertising, and you're like, can it just be people? You'd have to be okay. You got like, okay, this box is checked, but there's 17 more boxes to check here, and it can get interesting.
Wow.
Well, because a lot of people that work in advertising are not guys like us.
Right.
They're like the anti-us. And they got really cute leather shoes.
Copy that.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to your next thing.
Uh-oh.
There's a picture of you doing the running with the bulls. Is this AI? Did you actually go run with a bull somewhere?
No, it's real.
In Pamplona?
I went to Pamplona. I got hired to do a Hotels.com commercial, right kind of out of the depths of Nitro when, I was maybe someone that was Google searching who's gnarly that can do stuff. And they called me and said, hey, we want to film a commercial of you running with the bulls. But you have to, we want you to book a hotel on the new app as you run with the bulls was the whole shtick. And they're like, we can green screen a bunch of stuff and whatever. I'm like, listen, I won't do it if we're green screening anything. I'm only doing it if we're doing it for real because I would never want to fake it. My wife's like, do they know you can't run? I'm like, shh, quiet down. So yeah, we did this whole thing and I ran like 6 straight days. Super, yeah, I mean, it's like gnarly. And like I got I found out my first day, I had this mentor guy that had done like 20 times. That was kind of teaching me because there's like a whole thing that happens there. And I found out after the first day that every day there's kind of like this unofficial, not award, but kind of like nod to whoever ran on the horns, which is ran the closest to the bull for the longest.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, I got to be that guy.
Well, the picture that you sent me, it's like he's right on you.
Yeah, and you remember that bull is like twice as fast as I am. So there's a gap closing there.
I know how my knee feels. I know your ankles.
My ankle's like the same. Stem cells but that was pre-stem cells. So it was a whole crazy thing. It was so fun. But I was like, I need to be that guy, and so I got a couple of those like nods of and it was rad. I mean, it was super fun. I had GoPros like strapped all around me and stuff when you're not supposed to have any electronics out there, and just because you need to concentrate because most people go there and there's a couple million people come to it. It's the biggest party I've seen in my entire life.
Really?
Biggest party. People are just drinking sangria 24 hours a day, millions of people in the crowd, and then everyone goes to say they ran with the bulls. So even if they get into the corral or whatever that goes, it's like 800 yards long. Most of them just want to say they did it, but they don't really want to do it. So the people are almost as dangerous as the bulls because they want to be there, but the second the bulls start coming, everyone's like, like just getting the hell out of there. And I was like, I want to do this. So like it's a pretty, and people get like gored.
Yeah.
And occasionally someone dies, not a lot, but like they teach you if you fall, you have to like cover up because when people get gored, they run with their head down. And if you lift your head up, they get you here. They're not trying to. It's just, they're really fleet-footed. Like they get through shit without stepping on people when they're laying on the ground, which is crazy.
Jeez.
But yeah, it was super fun. It was really fun.
That's a cool experience. I mean,
it was. I would recommend it to anyone. It's like if you want to see just something wild and do something that's very scary and you're not in control. I always like things that like you're in control of, like driving a car or riding a bike, hitting a jump. Like you know, at least it's your fault.
Yeah.
But if you get hurt,
Yeah, this is like riding a horse to me. I don't like horses because it's like
Yeah.
I'm just
You're not in
along for the
control.
ride.
Yeah, you're along for the ride.
So, did that pay well?
Yeah. I mean, it was probably like 10 grand.
See, that seems way low to me.
Yeah, like I think it was 10.
Seems
I think I
way
made 10
low.
grand, which at that time I was pretty broke too, so that was a lot of money. I mean, and I got to have fun. So it wasn't like it sucked.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, wait, I get to go to Spain and stay here for a week and do what is on a lot of people's bucket list to run with the bulls, and I'm getting paid and I'm going to be on a commercial." Sick.
Yeah, I get it. I'm gonna have to look this whole commercial up.
Oh yeah, it's like called Extreme Booking.
Okay.
It's pretty funny.
It's a cool concept.
It was cool.
Okay, talk a little bit about AI. This has kind of been a hot topic lately, especially in Hollywood. Even musicians. Dude, I was listening today. I got turned on to this by Rogan. He's what's the guy's name? There's this AI singer. Hold on, I'll tell you.
An AI singer?
They created, it's called Shifty Brent. You ever heard of this?
No.
So it's all AI. Here, I'm just going to try to pull it up so you can see. See how it looks like 50 Cent?
Yeah. Okay.
So it's 50 Cent song, like Mini Man, all of his songs, sung by an AI. Like AI took his lyrics and then made it into like a soulful jazz song.
Okay. I heard someone talking about this the other day.
Yeah. So it's taking over, dude. Like you can listen to AI music. You don't even know it's AI. It's people singing. And you're like, oh, this guy's good.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's fake. It's all AI. So for movies, they're saying it won't be long. There won't be a Tom Cruise. There'll be,
Schlom twos.
and he's not even
fake.
a real person. But
Yeah.
you're gonna like him. You're gonna watch his movies just like he was real. So like when you talk about advertising, and I'm like, they're telling people, Elon says like, if you aren't doing something that actually moves things around where physically you have to do it, your job's at risk and it's going to happen fast.
I see it.
I'm panicking like, okay, what do? I better make sure I'm doing something that can't be replaced.
It's crazy. I hate it.
How does it look for you? Like for an ad agency, I mean, you guys are jumping things and driving cars. I don't see that going away, but
I mean, I think I'm in the portion of it that will stand the longest. But I mean, what's happened? I mean, Sora 2.0 versus Sora 2.1 or 1.0. Have you seen like the video AI thing that generated the video generator? Like from 1.0 to 2.0, which was like maybe 12 months, is insane.
Yeah.
Well, 2.0 to 3.0 will probably be 4 to 6 months, and it'll probably be more improvement than from 1 to 2 because of the way all this works. So I mean, yeah, it's petrifying. I hate it. I mean, my 9-year-old daughter is like, hey, can I use your phone for a sec? I need to chat GPT how to do this math problem. And she'll I'm like, I don't even know how to spell GPT.
Yeah.
And she's like, types up and she's like, oh, okay, here's step by step how I do it. I'm like, bro, I dislike it personally, and I'm scared of it. But I always, if I ever talk to it, I talk very nicely to it. my prompts are like, good morning, hope your day is good. I was wondering if you could maybe help me do this.
Yeah, it's smart.
I'm like, it'll kill me last, I'm hoping, when it comes around.
Yeah, I just wonder if you guys have thought much about it in your line of work, and I don't know exactly how it.
I don't know. I mean, it's a huge thing, and like the kids. I said kids in my office, and just the people that work in my office, like they're always fucking with it and stuff. And I think it's a helpful tool right now, and it will definitely be replacing a lot of shit. I mean, I see. Like even just data analysis seems to be like one of the first places it goes through all that shit and can just if you ask it something, it just like all of a sudden like spits something out in like 8 seconds.
I know.
And you're like, that would have taken me hours to do that.
Data processing, anything where you're sitting at a computer just typing, putting information in, information out, your job's gone soon.
Petrified. I hate it because I just hate all of it. I hate this kids watching iPads and, first date, relationship and breaking up and never even saw each other, like texting shit, whatever. Like, I don't know, dude. And that's like now. And in 5 years, where's it going to be? So I'm just maybe too old, but
Yeah.
it's scary, and I'm not a fan.
It's a weird time. What's down the road for you? Look, 5-10 years. What do you think?
Man, life is good, dude. We just, we're living in Park City. Love living in Park City. I ride my mountain bike a lot. I can ride out of my driveway. My girls ski race up there.
They do?
Yeah, they both ski race, and they're on. My older daughter's on like year 5 of it, and it just turned 13. Well, it's ski 99.9% of people on the mountain.
What disciplines is she doing?
They do all. I mean, at 12, they start doing Super G, and then they do slalom and GS from 10. Last year, my younger one was 8, and she did slalom and GS.
Okay.
And then now they're doing Super G, and I think next year they start downhill too. It's wild. I mean,
do they like
so
the
good.
speed events?
Yeah, they're so good. Like, I take all these little kids, like when we're at ski races, and we travel to like whatever, Jackson Hole and Grand Targhee and Tamarack and all around, and like, so I'll grab a bunch of like 8 or 12-year-olds, whichever kid is racing, and take them to the gnarliest shit, and they don't even blink. They don't even blink. It's pretty crazy. I love it. I like it, and because I like skiing, and I'd much rather be sitting at a ski hill than at like a lacrosse field personally.
Yeah.
Nothing against lacrosse or swimming or, kids got to do sports.
Yeah.
For me, it's nice because then I can go to the bar and have a drink with my wife after like a few runs. And if it's good, we go back out skiing. If not, we just hang out and,
Oh, dude, I grew up in Montana, so it was like all winter, every weekend we skied. And I have the best memories of doing the slalom races and
so cool, right?
Oh, man.
My
and
daughter,
I love it now because I get my kids on the ski lift. No phones.
Yeah.
Uninterrupted. We just can talk and
hang out. There's nothing better than that. My daughter's going to Big Sky tomorrow.
It's my spot.
For a week. Downhill or a speed camp for a week up there. My 13-year-old, they drive up tomorrow morning.
They're already open, huh?
Yeah. Just probably what they're training on. I don't know. It seems to be the first place. It's the first camp every year. So it's cool. I love that. So for me, I love living up there. We just built a house in Newport Beach. So we spent some time down here too. My office is in Long Beach. So
you do most of your work just remotely?
Yeah. And then we were in Charlotte last week filming the Super Bowl commercial, and we were in Washington 3 weeks before that. And we shot in Salt Lake with an Olympian for Toyota like a month ago, and when there's a shoot we go somewhere. Otherwise we kind of all talk, FaceTime and talk, and I got a big office in Long Beach. Do you know Roland Sands?
Oh
yeah. So Roland and I, we've got a big office together. We got like 25,000 square feet of like a pretty cool building that we bought like 7 years ago, and it's full of motorcycles and all his cool old shit, and then all our production stuff in Long Beach. So when I'm here, I go up there and I try to stay out of California as much as I can.
I don't blame you.
Temecula is not really California. I mean, you're kind of out here. It's
different world.
It's a bit different world than going that way.
Do you have anybody up there you ski with that's like pro level?
Like that was a pro?
Yeah, just really high level.
I mean, half the kids on my daughter's team are like Olympians.
Okay.
I see Ted Ligety when we're mountain biking, and I see like a bunch of the Olympians around.
Well, I just asked because I skied. This is probably 10 years ago, but I went up to Tahoe and skied with Palmer and Darren Rolfs.
Oh, did you? Yeah. I mean, Darren's a good buddy, so like it's another level.
Like I said, I've been skiing all my life. I learned to ski when I was 2.
Yeah.
Not that I'm any kind of amazing thing, because my knees especially, I got to keep it to groomers mostly and mellow stuff. But watching that guy.
Oh, Darren is a freak.
It's like going riding with Stewart in his prime.
Yeah. That's what he is. I mean,
you're right.
Yeah.
It is. But it's like, man.
He's such a great guy, too.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Like, he's so awesome. But yeah, anytime you do anything with someone that is the highest level, you all of a sudden realize like, whoa.
Yeah. Well, I jet skied with Victor.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, you're right. Any pro, if there's a pro at something,
and it doesn't matter what it is.
No, it's so cool.
It could just be like whatever it is. If you're good at, if you're really good at something, there's a whole like. I've always noticed, and you probably do too, that I got 4, 5, 6 different friends that are like pretty or past acquaintances, maybe not my best friends, but people that I've spent a lot of time with that are like the best in the world at whatever they do.
Yeah.
Most of them are fucking weirdos. You ever notice that? Like there's something wrong with, like the Elon thing. Like, I mean, smartest guy ever.
I think those kind of people are on the spectrum somewhere, and they get so laser focused on whatever, or they have some type of, photographic memory.
But there's something off.
But even totally, and even athletes, I think a lot of them have, how do I say this without insulting anybody? But it's like maybe their upbringing wasn't the best to where they're kind of running from something or trying to dig out of something or trying to prove something. Like they didn't come from this very well-balanced home. Their personal life isn't this work-life balance, right? It's work, right? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, they put everything in. But
everything in. And so their personal life is usually a little off or not existent, but man, they excel at whatever it is they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen so many of those guys that you're like, something's a little.
Yeah.
My daughter would say, "You got a touch of the tism."
Mm-hmm.
Just a touch, but it's weird to see, like, but it's kind of prevalent through uber successful people, athletes or business. That there's a lot of that.
Yeah, I agree.
I just got the full. I don't know. I can't say it anymore. Retardation. I just got the full retard. I didn't get the touch.
Tism and there's a difference.
I didn't get the touch. I'd be way more successful.
So you don't ride much anymore. When you came here, you said it's been years, huh?
Years.
And you don't even miss it? Just like, nah.
I don't miss it. I don't know. Like I said, I got a 500 EXC that I got in like 2017 sitting in my garage, and if it's got like, I don't know if it goes by hours or miles or whatever, it's got like 60 miles on it or something. Like, I don't know. I just find that people are that did it a lot, either just do it a lot till they die, or like Jolene's dad just won the Glen Helen over 80 class.
Did he?
He won the over 80 class. How cool is that?
That's rad.
Like, and he's ripping at like 80 something years old. And he's still, but a lot of times I find it's like people that never did it pro do it forever, and I feel like people that did something professionally, they either always will do it or they hate it. And I don't hate it. I just, the thought of like loading a gear bag and putting a bike in a truck and driving somewhere when I can just jump on my mountain bike and like ride out of my driveway. And I think, you can get, I'm not chasing. I think I like blew out my adrenal glands because I don't really, nothing really gets my heart rate up anymore. So I don't do it for that. I just do it because I'd be like 250 pounds if I didn't pedal.
Yeah. Well, it's beautiful too. Do you ride Deer Valley, or what's kind of your spot?
I mean, right out of my house is access to all the trails, and I go to Deer Valley like once a year because it's all chairlift stuff, and I don't do chairlift. I pedal to the top.
We rode it. It's been a few years ago now, but we rode up and came down. Is it Tsunami?
Yeah, Tsunami. Yeah,
man, that was fun. Like,
it's super fun. I go like seriously like once a year there when someone comes to town that wants to do it. Yeah. I'm like, whatever. I just try to steer away from jumps too because I know what it takes to get good at jumping, and I am not a very good mountain bike jumper. And like I'm pretty fast on all the single track, and I did this race, point to point it's called, and it was a 75-mile single track race in August that. Over 10,000 vert of climbing,
dude,
all over 7,000 feet above sea level. And I've never even run a 5K. And I was like, I should just try, it's arguably the hardest mountain bike race in America. I'm like, it should be my first mountain bike race.
Of course. That's your 12 out of 10, right?
That's my 12.
Yeah.
And it was fun. Like, I just never thought I'd ride cross country. And like, I mean, it's everything, but it's pretty fun. Like all the shit at Park City just, Oh,
it's beautiful. Your mountain biking there, it's unrivaled.
It
well,
is so
maybe
beautiful.
Whistler. Whistler's pretty dope.
Whistler's sick, but once again, so much down in jumps, and I don't want to do. I honestly avoid like tsunamis. As big as those jumps are as big as I will do.
Yeah, I agree.
And they're tables, so you can't really fuck it up too bad.
Tell me about your personal life. You got remarried.
Yeah, so got remarried and in 2011.
Okay.
And so we've been a girl that she ran a skateboard company, and I just met her through a friend, and she was awesome. And we got 2 girls, 9 and 13. And yeah, dude, my life is good.
That's right.
Other than my neck not working, and I have to turn like that. But yeah, it's great. I mean, I love it. Like, I love being in Park City. I enjoy just being from BC, like Montana. Like, I need pine trees and rivers and mountains. Like, when I see them, I feel better.
Yeah.
And when I don't care about the beach. I don't care about palm trees. Like, I'm happy to do a beach vacation, but like, it doesn't really mean anything for me to live by it.
Mountains are home for you.
Mountain for me, because that's how I grew up.
Yep.
And so I really enjoy that. And, I got the best of both worlds with having a place here.
Yeah.
Too.
You like being a girl dad?
I love it. Yeah. It's my...
Were you disappointed at first?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Actually, looking through photos this morning for you, I found the video that a friend that introduced my wife Danielle and I somehow managed to video Danielle when the doctor called her to tell her if she was having a boy or a girl, and she's like, and she's like, it's a boy, and the nurse is like, it's a girl, and Danielle started crying.
Yeah.
And we both were like, oh yeah, boy. Like, you don't even think about it. Like, you don't think about it.
Yeah.
And when we I loved it so much, so we went to have our second one, which my wife's a few years older than me, so we had to do IVF the second time. And we're like, oh, should we pick a boy or a girl? Like, all this like stuff. And it's like, we're both like, oh, we'd pick a girl. And then after 3 rounds, we ended up with one viable embryo. I didn't have a choice, and it happened to be a girl, which is great. I was so happy, but we would have both picked girl the second time because having a girl was so amazing.
Yeah, before you have one, I don't know if this was like it for you, but I just, as a boy, I'm like, I only know
of course
how to be a boy, or like, what do I do with a girl, But then once you have the one, dude, they just wrap you around their finger.
It's the best. It's probably piss off a lot of people, but I have a theory about girl dads. And it's a weird one, so you can run your friend group through this and see how true it stands, but it works pretty well. So I've noticed that all my super gnarly friends have 2 girls.
Okay.
And all the quad pod and like all the guys back were flat ironing their hair at Supercross and bleaching their tips and all that stuff.
Well, steady. I had bleached tips.
Okay, wait. Yeah, I know. So did MC. So like whatever, just like more worried about their hair than doing shit. They all had boys, 2 boys. And so like I started thinking, okay, like McGrath, Victor Sheldon, Twitch, Ken Block had 2 girls, me, Roland Sands, you just start going, Travis. I don't know, just start going, and then there's the guys that are like in the middle were like boy and girl, and then most of the 2 boys. Sorry, I know this is gonna piss a few people off that have 2 boys. Like, no, I was really gnarly. I'm not saying 100% of the time, but most of the time, I just run through.
You're
gonna have to run through and see, but it sounds pretty true.
I wonder if
I don't know why.
Is there a physiological thing to it? Maybe where.
Do you know who Mark Healy is? Like he's like a big wave surfer from Hawaii.
I don't think so.
He's like Laird Hamilton-ish, like that. He's awesome.
Okay.
But he has some kind of a theory, and he said like hot balls, like gnarly dudes have like hot balls that burned off the male sperm or something like that. He's got like this. All I remember is the hot ball part. But I don't know, like. Yeah. Run through your friends.
I'll have to do it.
You should, and just like
Phil Lawrence will be pissed because he's got 2 boys.
He's got 2 boys. Well, who is bleaching his tips? It's kind of true. I just mentioned like 8.
Oh gosh, I'm kind of running through my friends in my head now. I got a homework assignment tonight.
Yeah, let me text me. Let me know. And it obviously doesn't like 100% stand true, but. There's a lot of does, right. And it's a fun one too. When you're like, oh, I got girls, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, we can hang out.
My guy. What do you do with free time now? When you don't no work, whatever, what do you guys go do?
Oh man. Unfortunately, we don't get a ton of free time in my life these days. We have like 3 different companies that I unfortunately run, and 2 little girls, and the wife and homes. Like things are just busy. I mean, mountain biking and skiing are the 2 things. I don't have any real hobbies, unfortunately. I mean, I've been told I need to get some, and hopefully once I can figure out, let work run on its own a little bit more, maybe I won't be so busy. Golf is...
You play golf?
A bit, like once every 3 years.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I just don't have time for it. Like drinking beer and smoking cigars is something I like to do, so I can do 2 things I like. I don't know. I need some hobbies, but mountain biking is fun, but it's my going to the gym, it's my working out, so I can justify. But I don't remember even the last time I had 3 hours to or 2 hours to not do something. It's been a decade.
That's the problem with golf. It's like you need to waste a whole day.
All my friends at golf, and you know who you are, I'm like, you don't have a fucking job. You don't do anything. Because if you can golf once a week, and it's 5 hours plus driving there plus fitting, you got 6 or 7 hours in a weekday? Dude.
It's a lot.
You got nothing to do.
Yeah. I golf once a year.
Yeah.
It's a nice time.
It's fun.
But
it's fun to go hang out, and I can't think of the last time I had 3 hours to do nothing.
I just figure I'll golf when I'm retired.
Right.
I'll have more time.
Yeah, that's what I hope.
Okay.
We'll go golf.
You've already kind of answered. I said, how closely do you follow the sport? And you're like, dude, a couple races a year, maybe. Yeah, I probably watch 3 or 4 races a year, but I watch them in 15-minute chunks on a Sunday morning when I'm drinking my coffee and checking emails on the couch. I'll put it on in the background, and I'm barely watching it. What's your impression of kind of the sport, at least from a just visual perspective now versus back in our day?
It's rad. All the FPV shots are cool, and when you can kind of see that overhead look and see how lines are going, it seems like they were using a lot of it the last race I watched. I was like, well, maybe too much of that. But it is always nice to kind of get that shot and see how the different lines, because when you're looking this way, you can't really see line choice, which is also something I sucked at so bad, was line choice. So that's kind of cool, and it looks great, and I know there's been all sorts of weird controversies with announcing and all sorts of shit that I'm sure we could do a whole nother podcast on, because I have questions, but probably a different podcast or after this. But it looks rad. It looks fun.
Anything you think is changed for the worse? We kind of talked about the accessibility, isn't there?
Yeah, the accessibility. So. Obviously, it doesn't say. I haven't been to a race in probably a decade, and why would you go? For me, I'm
it's so good.
I live. Yeah. My house is 25 minutes from Salt Lake Stadium. And when I'm in California, my house is 25 minutes from Angel Stadium, and people I get blown up. You here? I'm fuck no, I'm on my couch watching UFC. Actually, not Supercross.
Yeah. The temperature's perfect right here on my couch.
Yeah, I'm great.
Nobody's spilling beer on
Dude,
me.
I know it's not that I don't like it. And I actually miss all the moto people. It just it was 25 years of good friendships and people, and it's always crazy when I watch it on TV and I see everybody still.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you still doing that? Not in a bad way, but I see Dr. G all the time, and I'm like, you're still going to Washougal and then flying to Unadilla?
He goes almost every week.
He's in Paris right now. I was there yesterday morning, and he's like, yeah, I'm out this afternoon going to Paris. And Paris, cool. Unadilla? And that's a bitch to get to. If you
it's terrible.
But he's got the guys, and he's great, and the guys need the guy to feel good, and I get it.
It's just he's been doing it said for years.
What a slog!
And he comes home and grinds at his.
And he's at his shop. He's there Monday to Thursday, and then flies out Friday, works on them, gets home Sunday, and back to working on everyone. And like I said, it's fun to see Barsha, and I ran into Dean Wilson a couple weeks ago, and I love Dino and got to catch up. It was like great to see him, and Plessinger and a few other guys I see around there. But I can't imagine flying to Podunk nowhere still. Like, it was amazing while I did it at Ogio from 2001 to 2010. Before that, when I was racing, but 15 years was enough, not like 40.
I know, it's crazy.
Or and DeCoster still, like you said,
Dude,
seeing Roger. Mitch
does it from a chair. Think about that.
Yeah.
That's another level.
And he still loves it.
It's crazy.
I mean, maybe I just have too much ADD or something, but I'm like, I need something different. I need a different view.
It's the mental retardation.
That is, yeah, the major, yes, not the touch. I don't know what it is, but I can't do it. And seriously, when I still see like a lot of familiar faces,
I know.
I'm like, dude, I mean, it's great that they're still killing it. I just don't want to be in that position. It's not for me.
The travel. Huh.
The travel is tough. And, I travel. When I was at Ogio, I think I did like 43 weekends a year on the road. Because we had Supercross and motocross, and we had X Games and Gravity Games and a skate competition, and then like ASR and SIA and the Indy Trade Show in February. And all that. You're like, dude, there's a NASCAR race here and there. And it's a lot. Just that slog of like flying there, getting your rental car, getting your shit, going out, getting some crappy hotel somewhere. I mean, you probably were staying in nice hotels.
Not really. Not really. All the teams were on a budget,
Yeah, it's a lot.
Well, dude, I appreciate you taking the time to come in. We asked kind of one final question of everybody, and that's how you want to be remembered in the sport.
Oh, man. I don't think anyone cares, so... I don't know. I mean, for me, I always just tried to not be a yeah guy. Just be like, Andy Bell actually followed through with what he said when he sent me shit.
Yeah.
I wasn't a yeah guy.
You know what? I just for whatever it's worth, like every time I see you, you're smiling. I've never seen you in a bad mood, and maybe I just catch you at good times. But that's just your vibe. You're good to everybody. You're a solid dude, and like you said, you are who you are.
I can't really do it. Yeah. I try to be. I mean, I don't even have to try to be. It's just like I am. I'm just a happy dude.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, how many friends do we have that either didn't make it or have had horrific injuries or
far too many.
I mean, and that's one of the things, like I said, I really kind of dislike a lot about motorcycles these days because, sitting in G's and seeing all these kids come in and just the knee scars and the knee, like the gnarly injuries still. And I get sad. Like, I'm like bummed, and I get it because when I was crashing my brains out and like laying there, the doctor, the bone sticking out of my skin, I'm like, when can I ride again, doc? I didn't care. So like,
let me get the dirt out of your bones.
Yeah,
first.
yeah. Like, so, but it's a weird thing because now we've seen all the way through and the head injuries and all the spinal cord shit. And I just like, it's heavy. It's heavy, and we have so many friends. And so then I turn into that old dude that's like,
these dirt bikes are going to get... Do you remember being younger and having people say to you, when you're old, you're going to feel it. I remember hearing that and going, yeah, whatever, old timer.
Yeah.
And here I am.
And guess what? Look at you. I watched you get out of the chair, dude. It's not very often I'm around people that that move worse than I do, and you're moving worse than I am. No, I had a doctor after like my 5th concussion or something when I was like 16, and he's like, Muhammad Ali? I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's what's going to happen to you if you don't stop riding tomorrow.
Jeez.
Like, I still remember it. I'm like, it's bullshit. I'm fine. And then like 20-something concussions later, I'm like, like, I seriously do sometimes worry. I'm like, you look and you're like, I know the word. What is it? Tahi. Tahi. Yeah, but
I've seen it before.
But the problem is like, then I look at my little brother who broke his leg once in moto. And is like, I'm done at like 11 years old and never rode again. And then he'll be like, what's that word? I'm like, okay, maybe it's just old age.
Maybe it runs in the family.
maybe the retardation runs in the Bell family. I don't know. But, it makes me feel a little better because sometimes I get worried with all the CTE and,
dude, for sure.
I definitely had 2 friends that had CTE that, Mira and Kevin Robinson, BMX guys. But I don't know if anyone in moto world is really.
Well, if anybody, it'd be your buddy Travis.
I know.
And he's had more hits. Him and Stu.
Yeah.
Probably, more than anybody I know of.
Yeah. It's always scary, but what are you going to do? Like, you're not going to go back 20 years ago and be like, oh, I'm going to listen to that stupid doctor that said don't hit your head.
No, I think we lived a good life. We had fun.
Yeah, and fuck it. If I don't know you in a few years, whatever.
We'll always have this.
We'll have this. Yeah, I know.
Dude, thank you for
so
taking
good to see you, Ping.
Yeah, you too,
It's
buddy.
been a long time.
Yeah.
And I always was stoked to see you at the little events at the hospital events and stuff. It was always fun. So.
Well, we're going to get to Park City here in the next little bit. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna look you
call
up.
me.
I didn't know you were there.
Yeah. Yeah, we're there 3/4 of the time, and then down here the other quarter are on the road.
All right.
So, yeah, let's do it.
Well, next time you're down this way, let's call Rich. We'll get some really brightly colored tight pants.
Oh, Van Evs.
We'll do a yoga class. We'll catch some surf.
Yes.
What do you say?
Maybe make a documentary on nuclear waste. I don't know. Love you, Rich.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, hope you guys enjoyed that. Andy Bell, what a character. We'll be back to wrap up the show. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Big thank you to Andy Bell for making the time to come down and drive all the way out here from LA. Much appreciated. He's one of those guys, man, just got so much energy and always smiling, always happy. He's one of those guys that just gives good vibes every time you see him. And so fun to hear his story. He's also a nut. That guy, as you have heard, right up there with Travis in terms of just being willing to do kind of whatever. Pretty crazy story. So love to hear his whole life story. That was rad. I want to thank our partners. Man, if you guys will support these folks, we can keep this stuff coming to you, starting with Yamaha. This is a no-brainer because whether you're looking for a 2-stroke or 4-stroke, they make the best bikes. Just awesome company, incredible reliability. But everybody else as well, motorsport.com. Order stuff from there if you need, parts, gear, supplies for ride and racing. Seat Concepts, incredible seat covers, arc levers. They've got the Memlon, they've got the bendable, unbreakable ones. Whatever you need, arc levers is awesome. Pro Circuit, exhaust, suspension, hard parts. These guys are unrivaled. Pro X, if you guys, basically anything on your bike that will wear out if it moves. Cables, gaskets, seals, sprockets, chains, 1,000 other things. Pro X makes it. And they make really high quality stuff. Rockform, so stoked on these guys. Their phone cases, screen covers, everything is magnetic. It locks in. You got mounts for your handlebars, for your street bike, mountain bike. Just awesome stuff. Check out Rockform. Dunlop, these guys set the standard for tires. Nihilo Concepts, all kinds of cool products. And Rockwell, Specialized Bicycles, and Element. I'm constantly drinking these. If you guys haven't tried them, on our Instagram page under our favorites, you can look at our discount codes. We've got a code for a free sample, actually a multiple pack of samples. Try it out. Hydration and, electrolyte replacement. This is like the drink. None of the crap, no sugar, gluten-free. It's awesome. Check those guys out. So support these folks. We can keep bringing you these shows. We appreciate it. I appreciate you guys always listening and following and supporting what we do. We got a lot of cool stuff coming. Some really big announcements towards the end of the year about what 2026 is going to look like. And our latest thing is the merch, which just has a whole other layer coming. But, man, all of it on Ethica Blanks is so rad. If you've never worn Ethica tees, the most comfortable T-shirt you'll ever wear. And all of our stuff's going to be printed on their stuff. We got hoodies coming, beanies coming, windbreakers coming, all kinds of cool stuff. So get your tees for now and hats, and that other stuff's going to be coming quick. And we've got some cool giveaways that we're doing in conjunction with that. So stoked to get all that to you guys. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Yamaha is the industry leader in two-wheeled fun and performance. Celebrating 50 years of YZ in 2024, the Blue Crew is still dominating shootouts and competitions. Yamaha, revs your heart. Troy Lee Designs is the leader in off-road motocross apparel and style. So whether you're looking for a cool new paint job for your helmet, maybe your name and number on your helmet lettered on, you're looking for new gear, you're looking for mountain bike gear, off-road gear, they've got the brand new Scout line and GP and SE models. Troy Lee Designs has it all. They've been leading this industry for decades, and they're going to continue to do it. Check out TroyLeeDesigns.com. Throttle Show, we're all about supporting brands that support our sport. And there's one tire company that has never walked away from the sport of motocross and supercross, and it's Dunlop. When times got tough and the economy took a crash, Dunlop stepped up and stayed with our sport to support it and the athletes and individuals that love it. Their MX53 line and MX33 lines absolutely dominate this sport. Every national championship at the pro level has been won in the last decade, and nearly every single amateur national championship at Loretta Lynn's has been won on a Dunlop. So if you're looking for high performance, you're looking for amazing quality, and you're looking to support a brand that never turns its back on our sport, there's only one choice for you, and it's Dunlop. All right, Whiskey Throttle fam, we've got a sponsor here that I want to really encourage you guys to try, Element. If you haven't seen this stuff before, give them a check out on our Instagram bio. You can get in there. We've got a link that will give you free samples. You can go in and try this stuff. And this delivers just the right amount of electrolytes that you need when you're competing at all, especially if it's midsummer, humid, think Loretta Lynn's, Nationals. You're sweating like crazy. This is the best way to replenish it, okay? Straight water is just going to flush more electrolytes out of your body, cause more cramping. You've got to get the electrolytes back in. This Element provides it in the perfect package with 0 sugar. It is vegan, keto, paleo-friendly, gluten-free. This is the perfect product for athletes or those pretending to be athletes. So it was designed by Rob Wolf. This guy is a crazy smart dude working in the science field, was developing for his own use in athletics, and he came up with the perfect formula. This stuff's awesome. This right here, the citrus salt, is my favorite. Of course, you can get it in a sample pack like this where you can try some different flavors, watermelon, orange, raspberry. Great stuff. Cannot recommend this enough. If you are racing, even at a local level, and sweating at all, which, come on, we all do on a dirt bike, you've got to have some of this stuff to replenish it right. Give it a try. Like I said, go to our bio on Instagram. You can find a discount code or a link that takes you directly to there, and we'll give you a free sample. Check it out. You're not going to want to miss that. Support these guys. They are fans of the sport, and we are so stoked to be partnered with them. Element is an incredible product that I use exclusively, and I'm so proud to have them part of the Whiskey Throttle Show. Pro Circuit is the leader in aftermarket performance and quality. Whether you're looking for a little more horsepower out of your engine, some quality hard parts to improve the way your bike feels and looks, better handling through suspension or linkage arms, Pro Circuit is where you need to stop. It's your one-stop shop. You can go in there and get everything you need to make your motorcycle go from average to exceptional. Pro Circuit's got enough number 1 plates on their wall to side an entire home, and there's a reason for that. They're very, very good at what they do. The highest quality products with one goal in mind, and that's winning. Check out ProCircuit.com. If you are in the market for a new vehicle, look no further than Toyota of Redlands. You've got to support a brand that is supporting motocross big time. At the amateur level, pro level, they are part owners in the Bar X Yamaha racing team. They support a ton of riders individually, and they support us here at Whiskey Throttle Media. And I'll tell you what, the facility up there in Redlands is absolutely incredible. It's beautiful. The folks are friendly. They're professional. And if you've never owned a Toyota, you got to give it a try. It is the only brand that I'll drive anymore. If you're buying, there's nothing more reliable, nothing that holds its resale value better. And the folks at Toyota of Redlands are just they still remember what customer service is. I guess that's all I really need to say. Incredibly friendly, professional, and just talented staff up there. We're stoked to have them a part of the show. If you see the Whiskey Throttle truck around here, the Toyota of Redlands Tundra, give us a wave and a honk. But man, just so stoked to have these guys on board. Like I said, anybody like that that's getting involved and supporting the sport, we just want to push as many people as we can to them because those folks are rare, and especially when they have an incredible product and provide an incredible service. So get up to Toyota of Redlands, California. If you're anywhere in southern United States, southwest United States, it's worth the drive. Get over there, check those guys out. Tell them the Whiskey Throttle Crew sent you. On-switch device, something that was much needed in this sport. They've been innovating and bringing new products to market. Their latest is the new Nihilo Run Cool brake pistons. They're designed to be stronger than stock and provide exceptional cooling performance with less brake drag. Most OEM calipers pistons are made from aluminum that just can't hold up to the heat and extreme demands of serious racing. When they get hot, the aluminum will distort, causing loss of hydraulic pressure and brake failure. Nihilo's Run Cool pistons limit the area that boiling hot hydraulic fluid is able to come in contact with the piston, leaving 2/3 of the piston volume in open air with breather holes to enhance the cooling ability. It's made of a proprietary stainless blend, which is better at dissipating heat. You have issues with brake fade or brake failure, check out Nihilo Concepts among their many amazing hard parts and carbon fiber parts and titanium. NihiloConcepts.com. Seat Concepts is the leader in motorcycle saddles. If you're looking for a new cover or a new seat entirely, Seat Concepts is the place to go. They make custom seat foams catered to your height, weight, riding ability, riding type. They also have waterproof covers and foams that will not break down if you ride in a lot of inclement weather. And they pride themselves on being much more comfortable than OEM or any other aftermarket company. If you're looking for a new seat or a new cover, Seat Concepts, there's nothing better. Guys, I want to introduce you to Rockform, and a sponsor of the Whiskey Throttle show here that has just been blowing my mind with their products. They've got all kinds of, started as phone cases. This is their rugged phone case here that I've got, which is just bulletproof. You could throw this thing out of an airplane, probably pick it up and be just fine. And on the back here, everything is magnetic, so it'll just stick to anything metallic, obviously. But this little locking device you've got in the back, this bolts onto handlebar mounts, car mounts, adhesive mounts, magnetic mounts, and it does not come off. It is locked in. I have no fear that my phone is going to pop off a handlebar on a street bike ride. And then I like the little sport ring they've got. They've got all kinds of devices that pop in here, but this thing acts as a stand. If you want to sit this thing up and watch something on your phone or work on it, just absolutely incredible. And this is magnetic as well. All kinds of amazing products, guys, for your phone. Kind of that's their primary function. They also have the G-Rock speaker. This is basically made for golf, and you just stick it to the frame of your golf cart and get after it. Got great tunes all day long. So a ton of products, but check out our boys at Rockform. These guys are killing it. I'm so stoked to be partnered with this brand. You know, we really pride ourselves on partnering with elite brands, really, really high-level companies, and Rockform is right on cue.
With a rich history in motocross, ProX has been dedicated to supplying quality components since 1975. Whether you're rebuilding an engine or just need a new chain, ProX Racing Parts aims to bridge the gap between OE quality and affordability. ProX has over 9,000 part numbers and over 60 different product types that are manufactured by highly reputable or even OEM suppliers and are offered at affordable prices to help keep riders on the bike instead of in the garage. Visit ProX.com to search parts for your bike or check them out at your favorite online or local dealer.
All right, so you had a tip over in the garage or at the track and you broke your lever off. What are you going to do? Go to Arc Levers, guys. They're the only people you need to check out in this space. Arc Levers, everything manufactured right here in the United States to craftsman precision. The stuff is awesome. Whether you're looking for an entire clutch perch with maybe a bigger wheel, they make the wheel super easy to find and adjust. Or maybe you just want replacement levers. They do that as well. Anything you're after, they can change the throw, the feel, everything you want. Custom. They can make them feel different, look different colors. These guys are dialed, man. They've got all kinds of cool products. If you haven't been over to Arc Levers and seen what they've got, check them out. These guys are being run by factory Honda. If they're good enough for Jet Lawrence, I think you and I can probably make them work. The Star Racing Yamaha team, a lot of factory riders running them for good reason. They're the best products in the business. Check out Arc Levers. The Whiskey Throttle Show is presented by motosport.com. It doesn't matter if you like to pull a throttle cable on a dirt bike, street bike, side-by-side. Motosport.com is putting riders first with parts, gear, and accessories, including some of our partners like Troy Lee Designs, Dunlop, Pro Circuit, and more. They offer first returns free on apparel so you can buy with confidence. And Motosport.com offers fast, free shipping on all orders over $79. Make your next ride your best ride. Visit Motosport.com. If you're considering a facelift for your dirt bike, look no further than TBD MX. TBD MX offers fully customizable graphics. Whatever you want to put on there, it's up to you. You're the boss. You want a military theme? No problem. Give them an idea of what you're after and they'll make it. You want to put unicorns on there? Well, that's super weird, but he'll do it for you anyway. They use the highest quality materials cut to the exact die lines for easy installation, which, if you've ever put graphics on, you know is important. No bubbles, no creases. They fit perfectly. And they offer fast service and shipping, so you're not waiting around forever to get your bike dialed in. So stop looking like a dork at the track. Go to tbdmx.com and get yourself dialed in with a set of graphics that you want, with your sponsors and the things you want to see on it. TBDMX making the best graphics in motocross, and the Whiskey Throttle Media crew and the Whiskey Throttle Show is stoked to be partnered with TBDMX. Follow them on Instagram, give them a follow, and follow along with all of our bike builds as we feature the TBDMX graphics on all our builds. Every good podcast show has got to have an underwear sponsor, right? Well, we went right to the top, Ethica. These guys make the best underwear. If you haven't tried a pair, you don't know what you're missing. Your life hasn't even started yet. So try a pair of Ethicas on. Go to Ethica.com. Use our code WHISKEY20. Get you 20% off. And give all of your nether regions a break, man. It's vacation time for the boys. These things are comfortable. You're riding. Your butt's not going to get all chafed. These things are awesome. And guess what? They don't just make underwear. No. Tees, hats, beanies, sweatshirts, shorts for kids, ladies, toddlers, old people, everybody. You name it. They make them. You know what else they make? Moto gloves. I didn't even know that. I just found it out. So get over to Ethica.com. Check them out. These guys are awesome. Whiskey20. Use our code. Don't cheat me now. Get 20% off and put your buns in the best undies around. Ethica.com. All right, the sun is shining. That means you guys need to find yourself a good pair of sunglasses and look no further than Rockwell. These guys are making some incredible shades right now. They're all designed here in the USA, made in Italy. Very, very high-end craftsmanship on these things. They've got so many different models for men's and women's styles. There's floatable glasses, so if you're out on a lake, on a boat somewhere this summer, go out, find yourself a pair of the floatable ones. They've also got wireframe. They've got wraparound. Anything you're after, any style, Rockwell makes it. We are also working on a motocross goggle that is going to be insane. We are in the development stages of that. I'm helping them with that, as is Justin Hill and a couple other guys. So stay tuned for that. That's coming. They also make all kinds of casual wear. Rockwell is getting it done in all kinds of markets. But the sunglasses, whoo, these things are next level. Check them out, rockwell.com.
The inspiration for Element, interestingly, was from working with my coaches. I sat down with those guys. I'm like, hey, here's what I'm doing. What should I do? And they looked at everything and they were like, you need more electrolytes, specifically sodium. And like most people do when they have a coach, I ignored what their advice was. I'm kind of like, well, I salt my food, I'm probably good. And it took me at least a year to finally listen to these guys and do what they asked me to do. And it was just a switch flip. It was just so obvious that this was the critical missing piece to the story. And it's ironic that this salt piece was like the linchpin, the keystone to making all the rest of that work.
Last but not least, Specialized Bicycles. If you are in the market to start pedaling, this is where you want to start. They've got great entry-level bikes all the way up to the Cadillac, the new Levo e-bike, anything in between, man. It doesn't matter what kind of riding you're doing. Go check out and start with Specialized. Don't waste your time on something that's going to break. The derailler's not going to shift after a couple months. Get something quality. These guys make it. Specialized leads that industry. Thanks for checking out the Whiskey Throttle Show. If you guys liked it, be sure to like and subscribe so you get notified anytime we have a new show go up. You can also go over to WhiskeyThrottleMedia.com and check out all of the content, new bike builds, new bike introductions. We've got all kinds of features in the moto and off-road space, as well as all of the current Whiskey Throttle shows listed there. You can find our YouTube channel to get a complete list by season of all the shows we've done, well over 100 at this point. And also follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, like, subscribe, comment, all that junk. We'll see you guys.